We're doing it now. We're recording now. Welcome, everybody. If it's a little bit too loud for you, turn it down. If it's a little bit too soft, turn it up. We're doing a brand new episode on the Black Furies because I have some more thoughts. And we got our first call-in of the day before we even probably start the show.
Damn it, you're recording already?
Yeah, we're recording already. You see that clock? It's 8 o'clock. We started recording at this time.
Well, my bad. I was just gonna say, they changed Metro's name to Metrosexual Metro.
That's now in the recording, thank you.
Well, it's going to stand on recording. He asked me in this episode. I just told him straight up, no, you still got that black spot on you. You're out your damn mind think I'm going to let you on. But you're here. Kyle wants to be a good son. Such a good son that he wants to take an entire day off to be with his family. So we're here. That's
nice of him.
Yeah, a bit of a first for his channel. Just one episode where it's just me and you the entire time. We haven't done that before. Alright, let's get into it. I am not going to repeat anything I said during the first Black Furies episode. I'm still satisfied with how that episode came out. I think that everything I said in it was truthful information. I really want to go and do that Black Furies episode as soon as I could, but I needed to get comfortable with my content first. And when I did make it, I was very happy with how I made my notes known. I talked about a lot of things that I have never seen come up with the Black Furies and any YouTube channel before or since. I don't know what it is, but nobody wants to actually talk about the Black Furies and give them the credit they're due. And
we always like to make jokes about them, that they're raging sexist, but they have done good work.
Because the Black Furies, you don't have to like the Black Furies. You really don't. You really don't. But at least get the full information out. A lot of people just look at the Black Furies and say, oh, it's the straw SJW feminazi, like Anita Sarkeesian werewolf. And that's what a lot of people think this tends to be. And then a lot of radical leftists who are now have pretty much taken over tabletop gaming altogether will look at that, immediately cling to the idea, and then keep using it. But then 5th edition decided, oh no, the idea of being a biological woman is problematic. Putting it up on my screen, we fly the original colors on this channel. That's the glyph. That will always be the glyph. And it will never not be the glyph. Paradox Interactive, Renegade Studios, whoever was responsible for that change, I don't know any particular name, fuck you in particular. I hate you, and I will never forgive you for that. And let's do another episode of the Black Furies, because I have new things to say about these guys. And we are now in a YouTube where I don't have to watch my tongue like I did with the last episode. So now I can let my thoughts really be known about this tribe, because I didn't get to say everything I wanted to about them because we were already dealing with one community strike from talking about Magadon, and YouTube couldn't tell fantasy from reality when we were talking about Magadon. So now we're here. I didn't want to risk another strike, but let's do it now. Go ahead, cut the music off on my end. Black Furies, let's do it. We are going over, for the most part, 2nd edition again, because usually, Howler, whenever I talk about the tribe books, it's usually that I think revised is worse compared to 1st edition, because 1st edition, there was a plan. There was a very clear plan as to where Werewolf was going to go, and then it just got derailed because a bunch of staff changes happened, and yeah, that plot very quickly got lost and replaced it with a bunch of stupid shit like the Croton subplot, the Camazot subplot, everything involving Wild West.
You don't like the Crotons?
I like the Crotons, but they really were there just to die. That really is it. You're just in the story to give someone else development, and you didn't ever really feel like a tribe of your own because of it. I want to like the Croton. I want to run a game where the Croton never did the sacrifice and they're still around, but it's hard for me to do that because Croton's song didn't really go in as much depth as it should have about the Croton as people.
Well, the only way to do that is just make it so that the Shadow Lords never got so far as releasing the Banes from the Utena's places.
Yeah, given that it's the Shadow Lords' fucking fault why it happened.
It's fine, idiots. They said they were sorry. They have the Children of Bat now.
What was it's like Steven Universe? I just say I'm sorry and then everything's forgiven.
According to the 20th edition, yes.
But going into the Black Furies versions, I think the first edition fucking sucks. And you want to know why it sucks? Is because, well, go ahead and take a look at the credits page. What is the first name listed at the top of that page?
Are you sharing your screen? I don't see a screen
Oh,
share.
oh, no, you have the files, you know.
Oh,
But-
okay.
But the first page, that first name up there, fucking Phil Brucato.
Phil.
This guy. So now I know why this book sucks. Dude, it's the reverse Midas touch, I shit you not. Instead of everything you touching turning to gold, everything you touch turns to shit. You are the reason why I don't like Rage, the Ascension. And you are, I'm going to have to say, because I'm familiar with your writing, and I don't like any of the books you made. I like the parts of Mage Ascension that Phil Brucato didn't work on. So I'm pretty sure the reason why first edition Black Furies was as scathing and as divisive of a book as it was is Phil Brucato's own fault in this. Because this really did set a precipice for a very bad first impression with the Black Furies. With these being fucking
the raging feminist dykes.
Lunatics that would just go out, beat a man half to death, drag him home, rape him to death. And with all the adrenaline in his system, it was both the best and last orgasm of his life. And they were the heroes. There was nothing wrong with anything that they were doing.
They were sacrificing babies.
No, there was nothing wrong with child sacrifice. Fucking dumbass shit. And I know why the book has like this witchy kind of tone to it now. It's because we got Mr. Mage the Ascension to write it.
Actually, wait. I would like to say something.
Say
if you read a lot of Greek mythology, women are deemed closer to the wild, while men are closer to the civilization.
Yeah.
And a lot of the mystics and like oracles were women.
Yes.
And even the kings would have to go to them for like information. So the Black Furies being tied to Greek, that does make sense. So they're also tied to the wild. That has to do a lot with Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm. And there's only one bit of lore in Black Furies first edition that I think is worth sharing because we didn't go over in the original episode. It's that very similar to how the Children of Gaia start off as a tribe of, well, not even really a tribe, it was just a pack at the time.
I don't even know how they actually, I think they just like formed slowly.
Yeah, the reason why the Children of Gaia formed was because 5 wolves were put to death unjustly. That may or may not have been the starting event for the Imperium. So Gaia performed a miracle, revived the 5 wolves, and they became known as the Children of Gaia. And then those wolves became pacifists, and then more wolves started joining with them, and then that's how that tribe formed. Is the origin story. But we have the names of 5 founding members of the Black Furies, and they're the exact same names as the Gorgons, which you can take as pike totems in this one. So it's another instance of werewolves refusing to stay dead, getting stuck in the reincarnation cycle, and then becoming these big damned spirits you can venerate, and they will give you power in exchange. Those wolves will be known as, and these are Greek names, so do be patient with me. Isthmene, I'm pretty sure that's entirely wrong. Uriel, Helena, Medusa, and Stheno. 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 But let's just call them the Gorgons, because the book calls them the Gorgons, because that's what they were. They were the Gorgons. And Howler, what other word did we use? What other creature did we use the word Gorgon for in Werewolf the Apocalypse?
Medusa?
Well, you know the Fomori with the worm?
Oh, Gorgon, yeah, sorry. Well, I thought that one was a wild corruption.
Oh, yeah, that was a wild corruption. That was the wild looking up at you and say, hey, you want to be a hero, kid? Well, whoop-de-doo, here's some mutations beyond your wildest dreams. You're going to evolve. It's like Pokemon, kid. Don't you want to be like a Pokemon? And then, behold, as you now have 5 different arms shooting out of your sternum. You have 8 sets of wings. You have eyes that go all the way around your head. And now you have no legs but a giant snake tail in its place. Aren't you happy that the wild gave you these gifts? Evolution.
Oh, yeah, wonderful.
He turns you into a biblically accurate angel is what happens to you. Which is, well, of course, what happened with these 5 women. These were 5 women that loved other women, and love the wild. So, in exchange for their veneration, the wild rewarded them for their devoted service by turning them into, when they died and became spirits, these horrible abominations that no longer resembled anything close to werewolves. And there we go. Namely, it's like a snake icon. I think the wild just had a snake fixation during the time he made the Gorgons, because that's why they look like that.
The wild has also blessed the Black Furies with the changing. What was it? The thing that makes it so they just change on a mental
The
and
Malmorphing
physical
Plague.
level. There we go.
Where
This is gifts from the wild.
at a random point, the wild will say, "I don't think you're doing good enough. Here, let me just mutate you." And then
This is a blessing.
And then you become like an apostle from Berserk in appearance. A completely abstract being. Something you would see in a Hieronymus Bosch painting is what he turns you into.
The wild loved you.
Or it's as benign as just giving you a penis.
Whatever he feels that day is a flip a coin.
Well,
It's the wild.
Whatever dramatic mutation he wants to give you. And of course, it depends on your storyteller, where I prefer to make it this really dramatic transformation. But then some people say, oh, it's just minor stuff like you wake up and your arm is green. And then that's it, you're a Gorgon.
So, like, when my character in the mage game, she just got really lucky when she tried talking to the wild.
Exactly that. He gave you a small evolution, and so thank you for knowing that. You have one level of wild corruption in that mage game.
Oh, okay.
And your path of metamorphosis has begun, Howler.
Oh no.
What are you going to turn into by the time this game's over?
Oh no.
And then the 5 women, that the 5 Gorgons weren't doing enough to fight the worm. So Luna herself said, I'm going to send the Luna Squad your way. And it's Pegasus, Owl, Unicorn, and Panther. And she sent those 4 over, and an Owl quickly lost interest in the Black Furies and left them for the Silent Striders.
That's fucking hilarious. Peace, y'all.
And then,
because Owl has a lot of Greek thing, you know, Athena with Owl.
Exactly. Like, he used to be a totem working with the Black Furies, but then he saw that there were bigger fish to fry with the Silver Fangs. No, not the Silver Fangs, the Silent Striders. And said, hold on a minute. I gotta turn my letter of resignation. I find fighting the god of corruption and chaos Set to be more interesting than fighting the Patriarchy. And so he dipped.
The Patriarchy?
And so he dipped, and then Unicorn dipped too, because Unicorn said, oh, you actually kill people? I don't want to kill people. And Unicorn left to join the Children of Gaia. But we have Pegasus and we have Panther.
That's good enough.
Good enough, right? We got 2 of the Luna Squad. And that's it.
2 of Luna. You got half.
Which kind of raises the question just how old some of these totems are, because these are 4 totems that were living on Luna and came from Luna directly.
Now I have a question also. Who do you think is the most connected to Luna, though? Because the Silver Fangs have the Moon Lodge. Owl was Luna. Unicorn was Luna. And the Black Furies still have 2 parts of Luna.
Yep.
Who do you think is the closest to Luna?
I'm going to say it's the Silver Fangs because they're the ones that have the Lodge, where it's more that they need to be that close to Luna because they did 2-time her. They did get in bed with Helios, and now they have to be that devoted to Luna in order to make up for the past mistake of getting in bed with Helios.
Please forgive me.
The Black Furies would be a very close second because it does raise a question here whether or not the Black Furies are actually heretical as a tribe or not, because they put more importance on Luna than they do on Gaia.
Technically, there is no rule in the litany saying you have to worship Gaia, you just have to protect her.
You have to defend Gaia, but they choose to fight for Luna. They look at her and refer to her as the mother. And the Black Furies are very much on the page of the Triad came first, Gaia came second, don't listen to the cosmology that the Red Talons gave you, the Red Talons don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And Luna was probably there before the Triad, at least so the Black Furies say. I don't think you can really verify that because...
Well, the Earth was the moon came from the Earth.
Yeah, so I think that's some bullshit that's fed to us by the Black Furies. I don't think that's true at all.
And the sun came before the Earth.
And they want to tell you that because the Black Furies have such a ride or die focus on feminism and motherhood that they have to put Luna on that massive pedestal to really justify their own religion, put more importance on it.
Also, the Sky Father, the sun is often associated with the father.
It's very patriarchal. It's yeah. I'm not saying that like oh like fucking patriarchy shit. No, I'm saying like in terms of gender roles, that's where it falls.
Yes,
And
Sky Father, and the moon is the mother.
if I can give first edition one prop, it is the art in this book is fucking sick as shit. I'm looking at page 21 of first edition right now. This image of this Black Fury standing over this dead soldier is fucking sick. I love it. I love this image. It is so badass looking. And then the image that's right next to it too, of this Black Fury that's right behind the shield of what looks like Mary Cabra in a fight with Jonas Albrecht, and Mary Cabra's winning. And it's done in Greek style, but the wolf is all cast in shadows, all fucking scary as shit looking. The artwork in first edition, man, was on another level, and it stayed good and revised, but I swear to you, Bonar's first edition is worth getting a physical copy of just for the artwork in it. Just artwork alone. Oh man, World of Darkness is so good, man. I love this series.
And then they ruined it.
Yeah, because now the lunatics are running the asylum, and those lunatics are known as the Swedish LARP community. Why the fuck do you have all this power? Of all the people, why fucking Sweden?
Sweden.
Swedes. The country where nothing happens. But going into my new thoughts. I'm not going to go over all of Black Fury history again, but we should explain where Pegasus comes from. So, as we said before, Pegasus comes from Luna directly, but Medusa decided to foster and raise him. We say him, pay attention to that him part.
Yes.
One of the first things Pegasus did after coming down from Luna was that Pegasus teamed up with somebody called Bellerophon, where in Greek mythology that is an actual character, where the two of them had a beef with the Red Talons. Bellerophon and Pegasus would ride into battle, do some war. Pegasus began to realize that, hey, I'm being used here. You're this lunatic madman that's just going to war with the Red Talons, who I don't really have a beef with, and I think you're losing control, my guy. And for Pegasus's very chill criticism, Bellerophon responds by cutting Pegasus's nuts off, as one does.
Normal response.
And after that, Pegasus got revenge by, during a trip over the Mediterranean Ocean, just turning upside down and letting Bellerophon just fall to his death into the ocean.
Skill issue. He should have held on.
Exactly that. And then Pegasus flew down, and Medusa said, Oh, my poor baby, where are your balls? What happened to your balls? A bad man took my balls, my foster mom. A bad man did what? And then that was the whole thing where they stopped referring to... Pegasus had a pronoun change. Pegasus went from being he, him to like a he, they, she combination between the three. It depended on what Black Fury you talked to as for what they referred to Pegasus as. But as time went on, the Black Furies so badly wanted Pegasus to be a woman that through enough prayers, enough wishes, and enough veneration and spiritual energy, the scar that was left behind by the testicles being cut off slowly formed into what was a hermaphroditic mangina that proceeded to stretch across and dubbed the penis, sucked it in, erased it, and it became a fully working vagina. And that eventually developed a working womb and ovaries. Yes.
Fascinating.
Now, that sounds fucking batshit crazy, right?
Well, not compared to World of Darkness, not really.
Well, I feel like it has a lot to say about the totems and their metamorphosis, because that's one of our first instances of a totem undergoing metamorphosis based on the wishes of those who venerate it.
Yeah, a lot of totems do that, like Boom Boom, Clashing Boom Boom.
Yeah, how many times has Clashing Boom Boom reinvented herself? She used to be known as Minerva. Now she doesn't even resemble what she used to look like. Not even close. Or who was to say
Sasquatch to Wendigo.
Sasquatch to Wendigo. Who's to say whether or not Almighty Dala and Easy Credit looked the way they did back in ancient times? Or whether or not they were once upon a time the same totem that got split down the middle. Where It's entirely likely that Almighty Dollar didn't even exist until 1972 proper, when the petrodollar became a thing and everybody switched over to USD. If you want
It
to make it,
also
yeah,
totems can present the totems can present themselves differently depending on who is like worshiping them. The multiple types of totems of war, but we also know from Eagle totems can have different bans depending on who worships them.
yes,
For the children of Gaia, his is you have to be involved in politics, and for Silver Fangs, it's you have to decapitate your enemies and present them to them.
true. And of course, the most subjective of all would be Unicorn, who appears wildly differently to everyone who looks at them. Unicorn does not look the same to everyone that sees Unicorn. Down to whether or not Unicorn is even he, she, they, or possibly the secret third gender that nobody knows about. It all depends on who's looking at Pegasus, or not Pegasus, Unicorn at the time.
He has multiple horns.
And of course, well, Yachi, like, it could be a bicorn at time, or maybe even the tricorn.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's Pegasus, and you, I keep saying Pegasus because I'm looking at the word Pegasus when I'm saying this. It's Unicorn, and you know it's Unicorn by seeing her, even though she does not look the same to everybody. But with Pegasus, by the way, this being your main totem with the Black Furies, very cheap, by the way. Background cost of 4 gives you 3 points in Amalkin and 3 willpower points. I think those are permanent. But you must give aid to females of all species, emphasis on the young ones, except if they're enemies of the wild.
Oh, so wait. Does that mean vampires?
Yes. Kill the vampire.
No, like, I have to be, if that vampire isn't a threat to a wild and is a female, I have to help them?
Well, I suppose that's why the gangrel is still alive. After all, you're in contact with one in the mage game, too.
Fair enough.
You know, female gangrel.
Yeah, she doesn't wear pants. Quick question: Does she not also wear underwear?
No.
Okay, so she flashed us when she ran away that one time.
Well, yeah, exactly. She only owns a shirt, and that's it. See, if you're a radical lunatic homeless man in Washington D.C., you don't wear clothes. I'm pretty sure we can get JoJo in here to back us up on that. But, but another thought that I want to bring up, and I talked about this in the last episode that we did, but I want to bring up the myth again because I have a new thought on it. Are you familiar with the Oresteia?
This sounds incredibly familiar that if you start explaining it, I think I will be.
It is a play by, God help me with his name, Aeschylus. Aeschylus. But what it is, if I may very quickly summarize the story without using all these different difficult Greek names, a man comes back from war and ends up marrying. He comes back to find out his mother has married a new man after the king has died. There's a woman there where, in case you want to know where Cassandra comes from, it's Cassandra Truth, that trope. The woman that knows what's going on but nobody listens to her, which would become better known as Ophelia in Hamlet. That's where this comes from. It's from the Oresteia. Mm-hmm. To basically summarize it, the son kills his mother for being involved in the death of his own father. And for doing so, these female angels called the Erinyes, or...
this is sounding familiar now.
Or if I may translate it to something else, the Furies, proceeded to chase this man down all the way to the front porch of Apollo's temple, where they finally caught him. They're about to kill him before Apollo stepped out and said, "No, you're going to give that man a trial." But to ultimately summarize it, you remember with not just a Vampire the Masquerade, but the story of Cain and Abel altogether.
Yes.
Where at the end of it, you had Cain's descent that said, for everyone who insults Cain, we'll kill 7 of you. For everyone that insults one of Cain's children, we'll kill 77 of you. Revenge. And how does it stop? The only thing that really comes out of violence is more violence. We're just going to keep going and killing each other because we either hate each other or we have something that someone else wants. And it's just going to be an endless cycle of revenge that will eventually doom the world, and did doom the world, which is where the story of Noah's Ark comes into play. But I digress. You have the trial that goes on with this man. Apollo basically pardons him, saying something to the effect of, look, this is a very political case here. A queen died, a king died, and now you want to kill a prince. This is going to set a precedent for our nation. If we kill this man for killing his mother, where is the violence going to stop? Do you not think that anyone is going to rise up and try to avenge this man if he dies? Because we're going to create a constant cycle of revenge if that's the case, and that will be what we're known as, and that will be our culture. And at some point, someone needs to put down the knife and quit the cycle of violence. Somebody needs to be the bigger man. Is he guilty of matricide? Yes. And his punishment will be that he will be known as the man who killed his mother. That's punishment enough. But we can't stoop down to the same level of the crime that he did.
Oh yes, because in those ancient times, being a kinslayer was like you get exiled for that shit.
Damn straight, Fisher.
Kinslayer, not sorry.
Yeah, kin with an I. And from that, you get the name Black Furies because they're named after the same kind of angels that were in the Oresteia. Where, if you're familiar with the D&D enemy, the Aranese, that's what it is. But you notice that the Black Furies have forgotten something from the Oresteia, the same myth that they got their name from, in all irony. Because, would you refer to the Black Furies as a merciful tribe, by any stretch of the imagination?
No, unless you're a woman.
Oh, hell no. It's ironic. The same murderous, vengeful spirit that possessed Cain and the Cainites and the Kindred is the same spirit that has possessed the Black Furies, to a point where violence is often the first resort and the last resort of this tribe. Where
it's fascinating. Greeks were known for having court systems.
And Black Furies said, fuck it, we don't want to obey any of it. You remember how I mentioned that this game is like metal punk, in a way?
Yes.
You have two schools of thought you can do with a werewolf game. You can either be a group inside the Gary Nation charm or form it from within. You're getting over your tribal differences. You recognize the litany kind of sucks. And you're trying to form a better society and a better tomorrow. Despite the society that you're in. Trying your best to work within a system that will probably kill you for going against the law. But just as evilly, it can be metal because, oh, we're the Warhammer 40k Space Marine Wolf and we're coming in to kill the worm, and if anyone's collateral damage, that's alright. I can just go in, frenzy, into this appendix facility and just kill everybody. When I get into power, I'm going to kill everybody. It'll be beautiful. Those are your two schools of thoughts with Werewolf.
There's ends the road.
Well, yeah, there is ends the road. There's the middle ground between punk and metal, and that's where the Black Furies lie. They're punk in that they refuse to go along with anything that any of the other tribes want to tell them, because they're not as pure as them. They don't have enough women in their ranks for the Black Furies to take it seriously. They don't love Luna enough for them to be taken seriously. They don't worship the wild as much as I do. So why should I listen to somebody who's lesser than me, huh?
Yeah, if you read other tribe books, like I remember reading the Silver Fang when I made a Silver Fang character, that the Black Furies don't like us, so we have to like send them female members so they would actually agree to come to courts.
Is that the and with how prickly they are too? Because the Black Furies, when it comes to win-losses, this is one of the two tribes that gave the Ephemerus a loss. The other one being the Wendigo, because the Sept of the Bygone Visions, despite there only being 12 women at that cairn at a time, was able to push back the Ephemerus.
Now, granted, it's unlike the Get, they are willing to do moves like I'll just turn off the fucking bridge while you're traveling in it.
Yeah, because there is a level of pragmatism with the Black Furies that you do not see in other tribes. They have the
Shadow Lords.
The same capacity of cruelty as the Shadow Lords. If you think the tactic is too low or beneath them, they'll take the hit to honor renown. They'll say, "Fuck it, I'll go ahead. I'll commit the war crime if it means I win. I'm not going to get all guilty and lose. I'm going to get all cruel and win." That's the mentality here. There is what?
That moon bridge. It's just so funny to me. Like, of course, that's what people would do.
And they all just dropped into a random pocket within the Umbra. Who knows where they landed?
Just turn it off. And I'm like, how come no one ever thought of
that? We can just pull the moonstone out. All the problems are solved. But it's ironic to me because You would think with all this iconography involving motherhood that this tribe would have something more involved with Lilith than Cain, which is, the Dark Father and Dark Mother, respectively. But Lilith chose to be an isolationist. She found the Garden of Eden, locked herself back in it. She has her chosen clique that just stays there in this realm that's outside of time and space, to the point where you need Temporis 10 to run into it and find it. I don't even think mages can find this place. And she's just waiting for Cain to be at his weakest so she can come in and sit. She can come right in and serve him a big pipe and hop cup of "I told you so." I told you you were a fucking snake, and look at everything collapse around you. Lilith is going to win the fight against Cain by not even swinging a sword at all. She's just going to let Cain destroy himself.
Let ends the road, meet Cain.
That'll be a great conversation, right?
Yes.
It's two people with eternal chips on their shoulders.
And she can't hit him because Cain doesn't have stats.
It's like the whole scene from Megamind with Roxanne smashing the equipment over Metro Man's head. Cain holding absolutely still as a werewolf claw race across his face. He doesn't even move.
Nope.
And it's ironic to me that the Black Furies have more in common with the Dark Father than the Dark Mother. Because if they wanted to be like Lilith, wouldn't they have become isolationists as well, waiting for all the men to destroy themselves before they intervened? And I can tell you what that'll look like. Because I know the series is not like that impressive, and the fan fiction around it has replaced the games in popularity. But there's a world like that within the Toho games, because that's a world where it's only women, because all the men kill each other. There's a rule when it comes to fighting in that. Women play fight, men fight, and those fights always resulted in death. So after all the men kill each other, there's only women left behind.
Toho games, one second.
Yeah, if you look at that series, it's the one with the Shrine Maiden and the Witch. You spell it Touhou. It's a bunch of like goofy, weird Japanese shit as well. But either way, that's what a world with women would look like, and it could have happened. It could have happened. Who's to say? Hypothetically, the Black Furies could have just sat in their hands and waited for the worm to destroy itself, and then they just come back over with Luna and Gaia and the wild to revitalize the land itself, and then behold.
Well, to be fair, we've seen how that is going in China and India, where 90% of the ocean pollution comes to these two countries. The fact that these rivers are nearly dead and animals are going extinct, like. We can see where let's just let the worm do what it wants. Well, you can just
that's the Kuei Jin. That's the Kuei Jin doing that. The Devil Tigers are on another level compared to Fomori. You put a Devil Tiger Kuei Jin next to a Fomori, like 6 Fomori, the Devil Tiger will wipe the floor with all 6 of them. Is ridiculous, the level of difference, the valley of difference, and you find out just how fucking weak the Fomori actually were. They really are just disposable units that. It's smarter to use the Fomori as suicide bombers than actual foot soldiers. You use Fomori knowing that they're going to die in battle.
Well, they used to be stronger.
And then consensus changed.
The only good thing the mages ever... I'm just messing with the mages.
And the Black Furies have a massive chip on their shoulder because throughout the entire book's history section, they talk about the biblical times where women were worth more than livestock, but less than a house, and were treated as property by the Jews, and the Christians would do the same. And then when Islam came out, everything got worse because now we have to cover ourselves. Because according to the doctrine of Islam, men can't fucking control themselves and will just get horny at the mere sight of a woman.
Well, that was Muhammad, yeah. Oh, that's gonna get us fucking murdered.
I mean, we're not Sneeko. We don't have the same kind of audience as a Sneeko. We can lay into this if we want. It really is fucking silly to me. Like, it goes to show that Islam really does have a low view of its own followers, because you think men have that little self-control that this needs to be implemented as a law? Yeah,
like, I've read parts of it clearly had a sex addiction problem.
Yeah, there was an issue here. The man's hair was definitely red. And that was the weirdest shit to me. It was like, what? I remember you were there when I was watching that video where we just saw this, and that guy just came in with like a lion mane for hair. I was thinking, what the fuck even is?
Another thing is, there are lots of culture where women walk around with their breasts out and they don't get raped. There are nations where there's lots of pornography women are fine, such as Japan. So no, men are not animals. They can control themselves.
They can control themselves, yes. Because at least there was a time in South Africa where that wasn't the case. Now it's a different story in South Africa.
Everything is just falling apart in South Africa.
That's how to say.
South Africa is such a fall apart civilization that you actually cannot use it as a comparison because there's nowhere else on earth this shit.
I mean, probably the most risky thing I'll say this entire video. Like, apartheid was very clearly a wrong and bad thing, but there should have been a better solution to replacing the system.
Oh my god! Even the older populations, the people who were alive long enough for this, say, yeah, our life was actually overall better. Cause like they had food, they had electricity.
Your kid wasn't walking around without shoes with ringworm.
They had lower murder rates. Everything was safer.
You didn't have to have a special condom just hanging out in your poon all day, and just the event for a man to like all of a sudden tie his hands behind your back, have his way, and all of a sudden he gets spines in his dick.
They had lower unemployment rates. They were wealthier. Like, oh my god.
Exactly that. And it brings it up in here, too, because this book was written by an entirely different team. Like, Phil Bricotto wrote the first book, and the reason why I really don't like the first book was because of Phil Bricotto. But we had husband and wife duo James Kiley and Ellen Kiley write second edition, and Matthew McFarland wrote this book, too. And Matthew McFarland wrote some other books for World Darkness, too, and I thought he did a pretty good job. He's one of the good writers for World Darkness. But I feel like it's not Matthew McFarland. It was either the husband or the wife that really wanted to force in this is how bad women have it kind of angles, where it feels like this is still part of the reason why the Black Furies aren't necessarily taken seriously, because with feminism today, I feel like the conversation involving feminism is completely irrelevant in America and in Europe, like most of Europe. And I have an actual woman in the call, viewers.
Yeah.
So
women have equal rights here, but hey, keep mass importing, and in Europe they keep their mass importation going on. Who knows?
Who knows? We can make feminism relevant again in Europe.
Yeah, just some more millions of foreigners. That'll be nice.
There is that they'll just treat your own faith like garbage. Will outlaw your own religion in the streets.
Europeans, white people don't have culture, so it's okay if I destroy it.
Local man sets his house on fire, then questions why his house is on fire. Huh. I wonder how that could have been prevented. I don't know. But there are so many different feminist issues today that could have been given more attention to. Like, if Renegade had the fucking stones to keep the feminist angle in 5th edition, you could have brought up anything. You could have brought up how the Taliban is in control of Afghanistan, that has basically treated women as if they have no rights at all. That the women have no education, the women that can't get a fucking job, mandates on dress, voice, and behavior are placed upon women in Afghanistan to fucking ridiculous degrees, and there's no real gender-based protection in Afghanistan either. Or if you want to talk about Iran, where the mandatory hijab and repression that's been in place since that regime change happened in the 70s, that we still haven't done anything about. It's such a deep fucking systemic issue that we really can't solve anything about it within a day. I mean, you saw how Operation Epic Fury went, and just what a fucking waste of taxpayer dollars that fucking shit was.
We will arm the drug dealers.
Yeah, we will arm the drug dealers, and they'll solve the issue for us. I'm sure. Latin America. You want to talk about the amount of femicides that are in Mexico and Brazil alone?
Oh my god, murdering babies makes me sad. Not really.
And the gender-based violence where it's bad in Latin America, and then you have conflict zones in, say, Sudan or...
you want to talk about the femicide in China and India, where it has led to, a massive gender ratio problem?
Or how about we even bring it up with, say, topical for this period, Gaza, and how a certain group of people will look at a woman being used as a human shield, and will just shoot him and kill him. Because fuck it, you're not a woman, you're just an animal. I can just shoot you if I want. We now get to sing the Stringini Brothers song. That video is going to get taken down on YouTube any day now. I'm going to be so fucking furious when it does. But, thankfully, the book doesn't just talk about feminism when it comes to Europe and America, because we go to other parts of the world with this as well. We go into, for example, there was this massive war that was going on in Zaire at the time. I'm pulling up what it was called. Not Spartacus Revolt. I'm looking at this right now. Excuse me, I forgot. I put this page down my docket. Yeah, there it is. The African Brushfire War, which was going on.
Yeah.
Where a revolution in Zaire happened in the 1990s, where the Black Furies got involved to make sure that women weren't used as human shields or as mass casualties within the incident. And I didn't even know that was a thing. The African Brushfire Wars, where I feel like I'm out of my element talking about it because it's a country that I have very little familiarity with. It's like if you came to me asking about it, because the proper name for it is the Rhodesian Bush War and the Central African Bush War, where when it came to women involved in that war, I'm pretty sure they were being used as human shields.
Oh yeah, the lovely thing. Extremely racist, sexist. They're fine with using women as like meat shields.
Yeah.
Even the Taliban will put a gun in a woman's hand if it means getting an extra bullet out.
Absolutely, you're a distraction. Well, I go around with the Nokia car bomb, and I saved the day. But yeah, I'm getting it right there too. I was looking up instances of women being used as human shields in the fucking Rush Hour Wars. I got brought up in Libya. Back when I was in middle school, that fucking Libya shit that was going on. I completely forgot about that until just now. But yeah, women tend to be a mass casualty in war that nobody really pays attention to, because when you think of war, you just think about the men going into fight. No, you got to think about the women that are caught in the crossfire in this too. And this book, the book brings it up.
Nearly half of child soldiers are actually females.
Yes, which is sad but fucking true when it comes to this kind of shit. You know, it's bad. It's a feel bad man moment. But
it's the reason why, as much as I do feel a sympathy for like males, right? I don't agree a lot with. This is the reason why MGTOW never attracted me. Not just because it was only for men, but like they say, oh well, men were always treated as more disposable. And it's like, oh no. Only in the West were men treated as disposable.
Yes.
The rest of the world, they are more than fine with just throwing away millions of females to get to goal.
Yeah, you'll have guys in the manosphere that want to talk about how women got to stay home during the war, and you got to build the tanks and have a day job, and everything was good for you because you got to live like a man during that time. Fucking the HS ticky-tacky kind of shit, but no, because you got to think about what the Pacific Theater looked like during that time. And you got to think about what the Vietnamese War looked at that time as well. And just,
yes, the whole... the concept of a stay-at-home mother itself is actually a relatively new thing.
Yes, that is a privilege, not a right, to have that, because
the ability to afford the other half being able to stay at home.
Just one member of the family works and is able to provide for both sides. That's unheard of now in today's economy.
Yeah.
But there it is, because I work and my dad works, so we got two forms of income in. You know, my mom gets to continue to stay home, and she's absolutely fine. It's almost like we're doing things the Old Testament way. I'm paying back all the years that you did that you paid me. But there it is. Take it as impressive or pathetic. You can see that as either one for me. And something to note in this one. So I can finally say what's on my mind, because I'm not going to get straight for this. There is a section here in the history section in Revised on page 28 called Spartacus's Revolt, where a member of the Black Furies, we'll get to this in a minute, a male Metis, known as Spartacus, was sick to damn death of men being treated like shit within the Black Furies and staged a rebellion. He was very quickly killed, and all the men that fought with them were killed as well. So that
wait, I'm reading this. It said he just lost the challenge. He had to give up his name and pack, and he now serves Chala.
Chala lawgiver. So basically, he turned into a slave. At that rate.
Yes, which is worse.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be more preferable if my version was correct. Sorry for that. But taking a look at this, you know how kinfolk tend to have it pretty rough within the Garo Nation?
Yes.
To a point where at any time a Gefenris or Surfing will just grab you by the throat and says, you are fucking this member of our tribe, and then you have no say in it.
I think that's more Glasswalkers too. I think they treat theirs worse because they even throw their kinfolk into danger.
We will put you in the sperm milking machine and get your sperm.
Oh my god, no! It's just that they even go in this book how like the guru was like behind the computer with the spirits while the kinfolk were like firing like if the Fomori, like the kinfolk can't regenerate, you asshole. What the fuck?
But put this VR headset on. You will hear the voice of the anime girl in just a second. Oh my god.
But yeah, kinfolk are treated like shit.
So this is a tribe that is actively, if you are a member of a male Menace Black Fury, they can just do that to you. They can just revoke your own right to be a Garou and force you into the same kind of servitude as the kinfolk. Do we see that with any other tribe?
No.
Not even the Silverfangs do that.
Oh yeah, the Silverfangs aren't sexist. They're what is it? Judgmental of your class. Classist.
The Silverfangs will give you a death before dishonor if that comes to it. And so will the Shadow Lords. The Black Furies are the only ones that will actively enslave a werewolf that fails. Oh my fucking god. I'm going to get into a bigger point with that right now. So, you could say that Black Furies are just out and out a villain faction if you want to. Because when it comes to how they're written in the first edition, where we mentioned before just how they reproduce with just finding a man on the street, beating him to death, and then dragging him back, having their way.
Yep.
The amount of monkey wrenching they are doing within the Garou Nation. We'll talk about their camp in just a second, but the amount of damage that the Avenging Mother and Inner and Outer Calyx have done to Garou Nation. They're a group that is actively undermining the Silverfangs.
Okay, I'm going to do two things before we get into that.
Yes. Tell me the thing.
He was challenged, he lost, he gave up his pack and swear lord to T'Challa. Spartacus performed the rite of reunification and lives in new life now.
Yes.
As a servant, and I would like to do their passage for the Black Furies.
Yes.
Is one of two things. Either A, you're going out and saving the wild, you're recovering endangered animals, or you're stopping a woman from being raped. And that to me is that part there. Like, how do you find that?
Galliard dialectics, I guess.
Like, I guess, like, oh, I know this woman. Like, what are you making, like, future sight or something? And you just know when a woman's going to be raped or something, and somehow you wait to stop that for the rite of passage.
But behold, I got the pervometer. I'm sensing a perv in this area. I know. Just look at that man. That he's bricked up right now. He's playing with himself in his pants.
You're just waiting. Yeah. I will wait at the moment. Then I will intervene.
Follow that man to the bar. The minute he puts the roofie in her drink, that's how you know. That's how you know. What the fuck?
God, yeah. Sometimes the writers say things. I don't really think about it.
But with this shit too, with the Black Furies in here, you have the Avenging Mother that's an active underminer to the rule of the Silverfangs. But then you have groups like the Bacchantes, where the Bacchantes are just red talents, but all women. And they at least allow themselves to go into Hamid form compared to the Red Talons. But the amount of murder that they're responsible for alone, and revised to get a better deal, but they just killed anybody in first edition. It didn't matter who the fuck you were. If you were a man, you just died. And the Temple of Artemis had the same kind of idea, and I think it were like the Amazons of Diana weren't that far behind. There were at least 4 camps within the Black Furies that just had an MO of kill all men on sight. To that kind of degree. They actively hated Menace. In first edition, they were not as charitable to the Menace as we're going to talk about here. You were killed if you made a Menace, and your baby was sacrificed. This is kind of shit that you don't even see the Shadow Lords doing. So
I don't think anyone. Only the Red Talons would do that, and it's only if they're like severely crippled.
And with the Red Talons, you at least have a justifiable reason, because there is a deep fear. Because we just remade their episode, and with the Red Talons, it's a deep fear that they know if they start acting like humans and working within human society, they will go down the same sinful pitfalls that they hate humanity for, because they know they will not be able to help themselves and each other.
Quick question to them. There is actually, I forget what it is, there is actually a prophecy within the Red Talons that if there is ever a human Red Talon, it will be the death of the tribe.
It would be the death of the tribe, exactly. You lose your reason for existing. But the Black Furies don't really have that now, do they? They were just doing it more out of hatred than anything else. There's no understandable, nuanced fear element to it. You're just killing the kid because the woman broke the law that you don't necessarily believe in, because you say that you were snubbed during the writing of the litany, and that the Surfangs and the other tribe wrote the laws in front of you, and you were not given a vote. And so
were they even a tribe then yet, or were they a lobby group?
Like, why are you even following this litany then if you're saying you didn't write it? I mean, the Wendigo told the Surfangs to go shove the litany up their fucking ass, and they only ever follow it if they're obligated to, because the Garrow Nation has something in it for them. And the Surfangs just left the pack entirely, the tribe entirely.
Yeah, so the thing is, you can leave the nation. Like, if you agree to be a part of the nation, you agree to litany. If you don't like it, you can just fucking leave.
And if the Black Furies are as badass as they want to say they are, the Black Spiral Dancers make up 10% of Garou and are independent and have managed to survive doing that. I'm pretty sure the Black Furies, if they're as strong as they say, could do the same.
Another thing that pissed me off is the Black Furies is they go on like, oh, the Silverfangs are declining, we're getting worried about the rise of the Get and Shadow Lords, but we don't think we can do it, but we don't think the Get Shadow Lords can do it, but we also don't think the Silverfangs can do it. Okay, so what are you doing? We're just going to undermine them, but we're not going to make any attempt of replacing or putting anything back there.
You're ultimately just a group where it's not about equal rights between women and men anymore. It's about women being better than men, and it's just like we said before, that same possessive spirit of Cain. You are just putting down the nation because it's stroking your ego.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where the Silverfangs can't even send male representatives to them.
Because it's got to that point. It's come to this. To where the Black Furies are at an existential crisis now. I've had this question asked to me multiple times about, well, what if we had a male to female transgender that wanted to be a Black Fury? No fucking chance. That there was no chance that would happen. The kind of feminism that you see in the Black Furies, something that I realized when I was doing the Black Furies episode the first time, was that there isn't one unified feminism. There are feminisms, plural, that don't really have everything to do in common with each other. Because you combine first wave with third wave, and there is a world of difference between the two. You would not have a third wave, a first wave feminist looking over at a third wave and saying, "Hey, congratulations to you stripping naked on OnlyFans, showing men your pussy for the price of a McDonald's hamburger. Good on you.
Good for you.
Good for you. You got a fast food meal for degrading yourself sexually. Good for you." But a third wave would say, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a hustle. It's what I need to do to survive. I'm a woman. I'm going to use my parts in order to benefit myself. I'm going to use them to get ahead in life. There's no shame in what I'm doing." And then you get into fucking fourth wave, where the question is, what is a woman at all? That's where that becomes an issue. There is a hermaphroditic member of Black Furies, Vola, in Ridge Gulch, Australia, who is a menace that has both male and female parts. Her name, God bless me saying this, Vola Kostikidas is her name. Now, she has renown, she has rank, but she is never going to be a leader within the tribe. It says that she has been beaten down and penalized constantly for just having a penis in Volupus form and having both a penis, vagina, and breast and cross form. She is allowed to be a low-level leader within the Sept of the Mother of the Sacred King, but that's as far as she's going to go. She only has this because she has at least a vagina. But if you're talking about a synthetic one, say a glossworker cut off his penis and made, thanks to the power of cockroach and modern-day machinery, a vagina, he would not be allowed, or she in this case, would not be allowed within the Black Furies. And I say this after having conversations with Celista about this. Because there's an aspect to the Black Furies that focuses on the spiritual nature of the Black Furies as well. There's a lot of spiritual connotations involving motherhood, involving living the life of a woman beginning to end, and you know this struggle because you lived it your entire life, that there's a divine aspect to the feminine, there's a increased reverence to the anima part of the mind, and you can't just put this on and take it off whenever you feel like doing. The Black Furies would heavily disagree with you. The writing within both these books, Phil Mercado, I mean, you can take and leave whatever he gives you, but Revised, the kind of writing I'm getting in it, it's less Arneo Sarkeesian. It's not even Melanie Mack. It's more like Candace Owens levels of conservatism when it comes to the nature of being a woman. When it comes to this,
if you go to page for revised page 36, you'll see just what they view men as. It is at best your companion like a dog. They love you, but they always will expect you to bite them.
yeah, exactly that. And don't mind if I do go ahead and switch pages in my OBS. Oh, hold on. Page 36 in there in the folder or in the
revised book, like just page. Oh shit! I don't know what that would be. Should just be close. Like if you type 36 in, should be close. You might just need to scroll like a few.
I think I remember having like a big thing that said like men on it, but I'm scrolling as we're talking here. So, no, there is a special kind of reference to being a woman biologically, so to speak, that you can't just swap out for anything else. The Black Furies won't allow that. And as soon as I get this page up and ready for you, I'm going to show it off for you. But that's a question I've seen multiple times, and I remember the first time I heard that got brought up was from Amelin from Werewolf Den, where I'm kind of thinking, Amelin, didn't you make a whole stink about the one shot for female reproductive rights, and like yet you yourself don't actually view the value of a female-only tribe? You actually degrade your own sex that much? You have that little respect for yourself? Because, however, now we're in a conversation where I believe they just banned male to female and the female to men from the Olympics entirely after the stink get raised last time. That just happened too. And you said it's a revised book again, but I'm saying here there is now a legitimate conversation about should these people that have gone from male to female be allowed in female spaces like reserved for females. When it comes to locker room issues, when it comes to bathroom issues, when it comes to clubs, when it comes to boards, anything like that. And I'm going to have to say that I am on the side of, you can call me a TRF if you want to, but I'm going to stand by it. I'm going to say that, yes, biological women are entitled and do deserve their own spaces. And I
believe that too.
Yeah, I don't think that should be something that's radical or daring to say. I think that's just common sense.
I also believe that for biological males. I put in studio page if you can't find it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm like fucking caveman up in this bitch. Ugh. But here, I'll just go leave it on this like little pretty picture of this. See, is that wolf pregnant, by the way?
I know. Man makes a good lap dog, but all too often gets rabies and has to put down. So they do not view males as their equals.
Yeah, let me put it on that page for a second. I'm gonna pull this up in the Discord. For fuck's sake, this just took me forever and a half. I think that's first edition. Yeah, it's first edition. Yeah, I recognize it. That's first edition.
It says revised.
Let's see. Revised.
Oh no, it is first edition.
It is first edition. It is first edition. That I mean.
I thought it was revised. I'm terribly sorry.
So it's Foberco's word, so you can take it or leave it if you want, but I'm gonna take it. So yeah, here's the writing on the board. You can pause this the video at home, zoom in and read that. That is how they view men. You are treated the way that they were treated in the Bible. You are above a donkey, or you're on the same level of a donkey. You are below property. You are below a house to the Black Furies. They have a very low opinion of you, and they do not want anything to do with you. So, when it comes to this kind of issue, when it comes to this kind of conversation topic, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you. I have to disagree with where I think consensus for the Black Furies was trying to be pushed for the Paradox crowd. I don't stand by it, and I think the reason why they've got the feminist angle got removed entirely from 5th edition was because of that can of worms. Because I think Renegade realized that they were going to end up crashing to a wall. If you kept the feminist angle and you didn't answer those questions, you're going to piss off the audience that you've been pandering to for the past 5 years. And by removing it, you've continued to alienate your legacy players, who are your real fans, who are going to continue to realize that 5th edition fucking sucks and don't even want to touch it. And Howler, I mean it when I say that. 5th edition has become so irrelevant, it's not even getting pirated anymore. No, like nobody's actually buying the books and uploading it to like Mega Drive, to GoFile, to AnyFlip, or even Script or PDF copy. Nobody gives a fuck anymore about fifth edition. It is. It's not just dead. It is dead, dead, dead. To not even like people don't even want it for free. Is what I'm saying. You know that sucks to suck, don't it? But
Yes, it does.
Continuing along with this. So that with that can of worms out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about how they operate as a tribe. Violence. A lot of violence. It seems to be like two different sides of a coin. You have this tender, loving, caring mother figure on one side, and then on the other side you have the woman who's got this massive ass axe or a chainsaw who's going to brutally kill you. Whichever you just flip the coin and whatever it lands on that day, that's your Black Fury for that scene.
They change like the moon. Like moon.
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Exactly that. In the words of Katy Perry. They, of course, view the Wild Weaver and the Worm as, say, Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos from Greek mythology. We have she who holds the spool, she who measures the cord, and she who cuts the cord. Except the cord cutter has lost her fucking mind and no longer knows how to control the scissors and is cutting everybody. And that they need to go ahead and can get her under control. But they do recognize that the worm is essential, because if the worm were to just go away, then the wild would end up having its way, and even though they love the wild, they would live in a world where just stuff would just live forever, constantly getting produced. And go read the last chapters of Chainsaw Man Part 2 to see what that looks like. It's not a world that anyone could live in. Now, that's all on Earth for you right there. Going down the line. Shall we talk about the auspices?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is it like to be a Ragabash amongst the Black Furies?
You go first. I need to scroll back up to that page.
So it's more like being like a ninja, Greek ninja, so to speak. Are you familiar with like Sheik from Legend of Zelda? Just imagine that kind of character. But you got more emphasis on the change part than the ninjutsu part. So it's kind of like a counterbalance, because like a countersign. A lot of Ragabash gifts are all about, oh, I'm the sneaky ninja werewolf, and I'm just going to go ahead and sneak into the corporate office of Pendex and steal the files. But no, it's more of a divine clown kind of role with the Black Furies. You're there
It depends.
What?
I was going to say it depends on what side of the Ragabash you were born to. If you're there are two types of Ragabash, I believe.
Yes.
One that is that Joker, and then one that is the ninja.
Where I think they put more emphasis on the Joker part, because they want to say, we want a more political kind of Ragabash that is going to go in and question everything, not us, other people.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how does the Ragabash, they need to question the Black Furies. Like, no, you do not. No, you question everyone else.
We want you to be Zoe Quinn, and we're going to throw you towards the Gap Feminists, and we're going to have you piss them off. That's your role as a Ragabash. Next up is the Crescent Moon. All right. Have you seen a witch?
Yes. There you go.
Okay, well, there you go. That's how you do it. Just any sort of witch you can think of. Like, either witch on a broomstick with the hat, the cloak. Yeah, it can be that if you want. Or it can be the woman who's dancing naked around the fire in the middle of the woods, chanting to what you think is a dark god. Just whatever one of the flavors. Which isn't that far away from what they do with moots, because they detail in first edition a lot of Black Fury moots are fire, dancing, and nakedness. Those three things. If you have those, you're in a Black Fury moot. Get my nose for just a second. A little bit stuffed up if nobody can tell. But out of the way, there's a lot of veneration here, specifically to loon spirits. Because I looked at the Black Fury gifts, a lot of them come from loons. A lot of them come directly from Luna herself.
Well, they love the moon so much, and they want to be Luna's favorite.
And those are
silver fangs.
That's where you get the broken gifts. If it comes from a loon, look out. That's going to be very strong, wherever it is. Even if it doesn't deal direct damage, it's going to be very useful. But they also pay some respect to Gaia, because of course they're fighting to defend her. She's like the secondary goddess, so to speak. Like, all the prayers are going to go to Luna or the Wild, depending on which Black Fury you ask, because there are some people that say that Grandfather Smoke is actually Grandmother Smoke and love her more than Luna. which might be seen as heresy amongst Black Furies. That's a scene in your next Werewolf game. But Guy will always be like the number 2 or maybe even the number 3 that's worshipped here. And next up is the Half Moon.
I found this one to be interesting because during this it said the Philodox seeks the truth, whereas the Theor seeks questions, and they do talk about how the litany itself is an aspect of the Weaver because it is rules and laws.
Yes, you're here to define what is Wild Weaver and Wormish in nature. If it is any sort of order, of course it is going to be from the Weaver. But if it is chaos, is it chaos that can be turned into something? Or chaos that destroys? Because that will be what decides whether or not it's wild or wormish, respectively. And along with it, too, is, of course, your job to ensure that we have a home to return to. Specifically, the Philodox is the auspice that is building the culture of the Black Furies. Is building up the set of bygone visions, or any other set that the Black Furies have, deciding what kind of feminism we're going to have. And a lot of these women tend to be very conservative in nature.
I will say, in Philodox in general, I would say is one of the hardest aspects because you're supposed to be the second to every other aspect.
Oh yes.
If your pack
leads.
If your pack is missing a rune, you're usually the alpha. If your pack is missing a gibbous, you are usually then the one that has to do the storytelling at the moot. If your pack is missing a Theurge, then you are the one who also has to learn the rites to talk to spirits.
The Philodox is there to be the number 2 to the rest of the pack. You are the backbone of the tribe. A very crucial auspice. I'm going to have to say them and the Theurge. Those are necessary in every pack of Werewolf the Apocalypse. Every game of Werewolf the Apocalypse needs to have at least one of those. No doubt. Speaking of the gibbous, the Galliard amongst them, where it's not too dissimilar from how they treat their Philodox.
That's very interesting.
Once again, they want to speak about truth. They want to know what's factual. Well, the Ragabash is over there to point at and tell jokes and like stretch the truth, gild the lily. The Gibbous Moon is over here to just lay it out like it is. We're going to tell you the bitter truth. We're going to tell you what has been done, what needs to get done. We're very to the point, so to speak. But they're also going to, of course, tell you about how beautiful and spiritual being a woman is really going to push the girl power without it being cringe. And we'll also be the ones that will talk about how are we going to kill the Worm Beast. To my surprise, they're less bards and more strategists.
That's an interesting look on the Gibbous I don't see too often.
Yeah, because a lot of their gifts are support gifts. So, you know what? That actually is a new way to play. The auspice. Opened my eyes with this one. I'm telling you, there was a reason to redo this episode. And now for the full moon. This is your murder fury.
Although, this is also a good place. They say the Hidden Warriors. Eclipse is not its own fucking thing. It is also just an Arun, but an Arun that prefers a more stealthier way.
Yeah, it is an Arun. If you're born under Eclipse, the Eclipse auspice has the same permanent range as the Arun, but the mind of a Ragabash. They don't fly off the handle off in every scene like that Arun usually does in Werewolf the Apocalypse. They're a very logical, smart Arun, and that should terrify you.
Yeah, so if you want something that's a bit... You're not going to get any more unique gifts or anything. It's just like, it's psychologically, you want something that's more like a samurai or a ninja, they'll be more likely this type, the Eclipse Moon.
Have you ever heard of the... I think it's like a parable or proverb. The one who gets mad in a fight is the first one to lose?
Yes.
That's exactly it. You're talking about an Arun that is going to stay chill the entire fight. So you are going to get fucked sideways in more ways than one. Pray that they kill you by chopping your head off. You don't want them to take you back to the care alive.
Nope.
And
but the regular Arun of the Black Furies are, well, extremely ragey.
Exactly that. You get two different versions here, like in both the revised and the original print. Both characters were just straight murderers. If you just want to play as somebody who's just here to kill, that's who you're looking for.
They even have fetishes do that, like that double axe they have.
The Labrys.
It just makes him better at murdering.
Oh yeah, if you want to talk about a clave that is made to break other claves, that's the Labrys. To me, that's just an improved version of the clave. An axeman is silver imbued with spirit energy, so it deals aggro damage to everything. Oh fuck yes. That is so awesome. It's like pure Red Sonya vibes with that too. I love that kind of shit. But then we go into the breeds. Now, what would they prefer you to be amongst the Black Furies?
Lupus.
Exactly. They want you to be closer to the wild and to Luna. Because after all, they brought before and revised the whole myth about Ramus and Remus being raised by a she-wolf.
They
Behold,
also believe
it's
they also
Foundation.
believe male. They also believe male lupus know their place better.
Absolutely. They would. This is a little bit gross, but we're going to say it. A Hamid Black Fury would rather fuck a male lupus than a male Hamid.
Yep.
Exactly that. Behold, we can now see Rusty Cage's White Girls Fuck Dogs.
Well, so did Ends the Road.
Exactly that.
It's not just white girls now.
Well, so at least she denies her human identity entirely. She never leaves Crossform anymore. It's part of it. Me trying to justify this shit. What am I doing? When it comes to the Black Furies, they'd rather you be a lupus. And,
yes, they prefer putting you get favoritism for positions of leaderships too if you're lupus.
Oh hell yes! If you're lupus, you're you're a theurge too. You're a super theurge because we are never going to have an issue with you stepping sideways. Everybody.
Also, yeah, your law. They just listen to you. Like, yes, mighty lupus, I will obey.
And given that these are getting rarer and rarer and rarer, you're beginning to see that there's a lot of importance put upon them. And does the lupus really know what's going on? Sometimes, probably not. I mean, you're a dog that just learned what shoes are 2 days ago. So, well, I guess there could be like a naive sense of wisdom here. Like you still have a level of innocence to you that the other women don't have. You're not cynical as a lupus. So I suppose that there is some wisdom there as for like venerating the lupus breed. Though let's not kid ourselves and tell us that the lupus is this infinite well of knowledge, because it really isn't. If you are a Hamid born, that's majority of the Black Furies, as with almost every tribe, except the Red Talons, because, well, look at it. It's easier to find a man and kill him than it is to find a lupus, and stick around a lupus the entire time, considering how hard it is to find a wolf in nature these days. That's not in the eyes of the worm or the Technocratic Union. So these are women that are usually born in a single mother household. You know, the nuclear family of 2026, the mother, daughter, and social worker.
Yep.
And that's definitely not going to cause any difficulty growing up. And
they also talk about, for some reason, in the hum board, they talk about the gay gene. They're like, of course you bring this up.
They don't guilt the lily at all of this. There is some homosexuality amongst the Hamids with the Black Furies. A lot of these women is gay. And they're proud of it, too. To the point where the sisterhood is basically just an entire camp of gay women that fuck each other. And have this whole lesbian network amongst each other.
You know,
I'm not even shitting you.
lesbian abuse rates, it kind of makes sense.
What?
They have look at the abuse and divorce rates of lesbians versus straight couples versus gay men. Gay men have the lower abuse rates and lower divorce rates. What does that tell you? The woman.
Well, it's like that fucking Stone Toss comic of the two women in the ring punch each other. And they're like, wow, this UFC fight is awesome. Why are you talking about the UFC fight? This is the Pride meeting. But the menace. Now, in first edition, just killed you and the baby for doing this, but in revised, they fixed it. If you make a menace, you are to be given the Judge Frollo treatment. You are going to be saddled with that child. Now, when it comes to born babies with the Black Furies, if it is a lupus or Hamid man, they dump it off to someone else. Usually it's the Children of Gaia or the Bonars. I think they have deals with both tribes for, if we have a man member, we're just going to give him over to you. Fuck it. But with the menace, because you broke the litany that we all of a sudden care about, You are going to raise this kid as punishment for what you did. You, in a spur of the moment, got possessed to have sex with a man werewolf, and as your punishment for forgetting who you were supposed to be in this tribe, you are going to take care of this baby. If this baby dies, you die. That's the deal. You will be a good mother instead of the wild fling maiden that you want to be in that moment.
Another thing, female metis are actually treated worse than male metis because they have a barren womb and therefore are less of a woman.
That issue, like once again with the trans issue we brought before, if you don't have working parts, you're treated like fucking shit amongst the Furies because these are very conservative women, very traditional women.
People forget that you can be conservative and feminist at the same time. You can say, no, a woman is supposed to be a woman and women are supposed to give birth.
Which a lot of people tend to forget about in 2026.
Yeah.
More so in 2023 when I couldn't even say that shit at all. But getting into it, of course, the kinfolk are treated like shit, unless they're women.
The only good thing is they do expect all of their kinfolk, even the males, to be highly educated. This is actually one of the reasons why the Merciful Mothers came about, is the church kind of first made the first universities.
Yes.
And they wanted their children educated, but they didn't want their children also not believing in Gaia.
Oh, yeah. If you look at literacy, all that came from the church. The university came from the church. That it started with prayer and then went to academia.
Yeah, they wanted people to read the Bible.
Yes.
So the only good thing is they expect all of their kinfolk to be highly educated, but male kinfolk are still lesser.
Exactly that. And they say when it comes to kinfolk, monogamy is what they want to do. Even though that other tribes want to share kinfolk with everyone else, Silverfangs, Gefferis, Children of Gaia,
Glasswalkers.
Yeah. That monogamy is practiced within the Black Furies. Even the men.
Fiona, sometimes when they get a bit too drunk, they get a new baby mama.
Exactly that. Oh, that's just my baby dad on the phone. That kind of shit. And they will practice marriage from time to time. Some of them have open marriage, and some of them are involved in swinger cults, specifically Black Furies in Utah, if they exist. You see, it's so easy. All these men with the fucking divorce rates, just become a Latter-day Saint. Just move to Utah. That's all you gotta do. You can marry all the women you want there. And when it comes to age roles, they bring up that there's 3 periods of life you'll go through as a woman: a maiden, a mother, and a crone. Or, as I've also heard it before, the child, the maiden, and the mother, depending on what you want to do. As the maiden, you're out there working hand and foot, fighting the worm, pushing against Gaia, doing everything you can. With the mother, you're training the maidens, getting them ready to fight the worm. As the crone, you're overseeing the mothers, making sure they're doing their job, along with overseeing the tribal affairs of the Black Furies. You actually get to retire in the Black Furies. Do any other tribes you really get to do that? Well,
Glasswalkers, the older members do get to retire. That's the only ones I know about.
And that's it. Those are the only 2.
Now, if only the Silverfangs could get theirs to retire. Like, 7 years, you're up, old man. Come on, let's go.
Oh, well, they go fucking insane and then just end up going off and killing everybody and their family, pulling a full they end up going down the Chris Benoit route. They lose their fucking minds.
Never want to retire. They want to die in battle.
And
I don't think the Red Talons have a concept of retirement. You just die when you get too old.
With the surface with Jake and Morty kill, you had all these people around him going, "Why won't you die?"
Die already! So yes, the Black Furies and the Glasswalkers, I think, are the only people that do retirement.
And one other question: do the Black Furies do abortion?
I need to reread that. I want to make sure I get this answer question. I don't think they do.
They're divided amongst views of them. Like, older Black Furies say, fucking no. What kind of mother kills their unborn child? You are keeping that baby and you're birthing it. To where newer Black Furies say, but we know I didn't conceive this person. Like, the Black Fury dancer forced himself upon me. Or, I'm not ready for this stage of my life. I want to get rid of this kid before the heartbeat starts. Or one of my kinfolk was molested and that they are forced to have a baby now. Like, newer Black Furies will say, do it. Older Black Furies, hell fucking no, it's not even negotiable.
I will never father my own children, never reveal the joy of creating life. of a lover. I'm sorry for your discomfort, but can you just suffer through it a bit longer? I think a Metis is saying this.
It is a man saying that.
I just get over it. You have a job to do. Okay, I'm treated like shit because mine doesn't work. You're gonna fucking do
You
this.
see, the man says that in confidence because they know they're never going to be in that situation.
Yes, Metis can't bear young. It's like, get over it.
And now for the camps. We have 10 camps. The most out of any tribe, 10 camps. Well,
that's fascinating. Like, they somehow made more camps than the fucking Glasswalkers.
That's why I mean there's not one feminism, there's feminisms plural. Though the first two are pretty much the same thing, just like different levels of classification. The outer and inner calyx, which is the Black Furies CIA, basically. It is a group of crones that are elected and selected. There's one of every auspice in each one. The outer and inner calyx both have a Ragabash, Theurge, Philodox, Galliard, and Arud, and then that's it. There's only 5 members in each one, which are these different shadow governments that oversee the affairs of the Black Furies. The outer calyx is just referred to as the calyx. They don't want anyone knowing that there's an inner calyx that also oversees not just the affairs of the Black Furies, but every other tribe as well. So it is a shadow society that they have over both the Silverfangs and the Shadow Lords.
That's fascinating, because you forget, like, that's some Shadow Lord shit right there.
Oh, exactly. This is why I say they're even sneakier, more deceptive, and more villainous than the Shadow Lords at times.
Yes, because who actually expects the Black Furies to do that?
Nobody. Like, you're gonna think, who's manipulating the Guardian for the Shadows? Is it the Black Furies? No, it can't be them.
I would never do that.
It's the Glasswalkers. Let's investigate them.
Well, the Glasswalkers do that, and they've taken over Australia.
Yeah. To put it lightly.
Like, the Shadow Lords, quick diversion, the Shadow Lords were, like, following the Silverfang everywhere, like, up their ass, and then the Glasswalkers took over because they were just so focused on the Silverfangs. And they refused to believe. They're like, no, this is a Silverfang plot. There's no way that the Glasswalkers got this over on us.
Oh, the guy raged across Australia, the Silverfang in that one is a fucking chud. Like, even, like, the way he's drawn, he looks like a fucking loser.
So the Glasswalkers the Shadow Lords can be outplayed. They're not the best at all at the time.
I'm trying to see if I can get that guy's name. It's not Earl Blaze the something.
There were 35 Silverfangs in Australia.
And now and they all died for Hirano.
I don't know about that, but somehow there's more in Australia than there are in India, yet Australia doesn't have a house.
Yeah, there is Darius Winchester, and what a fucking loser he is in Silverfang standards.
So, the Glasswalkers took Australia.
He is not impressive. And then your Shadow Lord wasn't much better. Like, Vlad Volashki was the Shadow Lord of Australia who led them. For a man as blatantly evil as he is, and nobody wanted to listen to him, who could have seen that coming?
I swear to God, Australia, I believe they're keeping the tradition Australia of just sending the rejects of everyone's tribes. This is the new prison colony of the fucking Guru Nation.
I'm waiting for the Fianna to take back over. That'll be pretty cute, though.
There's not enough of them. They're not one of the larger tribes.
Right, next up, we have the Amazons of Diana, which is your catch-all Black Fury. We might as well just refer to it as that. If you have a Black Fury that doesn't fit into any of the other camps we're about to describe, this is where they land. Just in the Amazons of Diana, who are just a catch-all term for Black Furies that are unstoppable warrior women that fight against the injustices of women at the hands of the patriarchy. And you go in with your bow and arrow, or your giant axe, or your big fuck-all sword, and you fight the worm, and you fight the worm's men, and you kill him, and it was awesome, and then that's all there really is to talk about here. Yeah. Shall we go to the Bacchantes next?
Sure.
Now, the word bacchanalia, by definition, is unrestricted sex or impulse. So these are Black Furies that just say, fuck it. We don't give a fuck about anything. The veil, the litany, life itself, the collateral damage, whatever kind of mess we might cause, we don't give a shit. We're just going to go in, cause a mess, fuck up the worm shit as much as we can, and then we're going to dip. And then we're going.
Okay, but one fun thing about them,
yeah,
is they still think that the Amazonians are just glory hounds. So like, even these people who just have no restrictions, like the Amazons, are crazy.
And well, these are bitches that are fucking insane. I mean, you just go in and you just commit war crimes and you just don't fucking care. You say, "Oh, we accidentally killed a Geth within the fight." Well, okay, well that's okay then, because that Geth was a man and he was evil anyway. Fuck it. Now they did tighten them up and revised where they say they have a hierarchy of needs when they target rapists, serial murderers, matriciders, vast polluters. List goes on of like more heinous crimes, but if there is none of those around that area, well, they're just find whatever man they can off the street and just beat him to death with a baseball bat.
Confess to your sins. I know you have them. This is like when you get accused of being a witch during the Salem witch trials. Like, you are guilty because we have accused you of guilty. We have this test. We're gonna throw you into the river. If you drown, you were innocent, but you're still dead. If you're guilty, if you just float, you clearly deserve to be killed because that's witch shit. Either way, you die.
We've successfully interrogated this man. Can you hear us? It's just a fucking death rattle. The freebooters. Black Fury pirates.
I love them.
Fucking awesome. Who are actively going out looking for defiled cairns and reclaiming them. It is fucking awesome. But the weird thing about these guys, they started in British Columbia.
No, that makes sense if you remember how... Oh, wait, I heard British, and I forgot British Columbia, not the same.
They started in fucking Vancouver, of all things. So, of all places to really begin your piracy guild, you just pick the west coast of Canada, where, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what there was to plunder that area, but I guess these guys were hot on the heels of the Octena, reclaiming cairns that were taken over by the worm after the consumption worm broke out. So I guess that's what they were doing, like how they got their first start. And do they really care about feminism if they're pirates? Well, yeah, they do. They don't really like it when men join them, but if they have to work with a man, fine, so be it, as long as we get this cairn restored. And then we'll cut ties with you and probably bash your head in with the clave if once the job is done. But
you're a male.
But in the Mind's Eye Theater Guide, Howler, these are the Black Furies that see the writing on the wall and realize that, hey, in the face of a fourth wave feminism coming in and declining birth rates amongst Geru, we can't keep this torch going. We gotta find other men to bring into the camp. So this is a camp that will actively search for male menace Black Furies and give them a job. And then they'll find other male members of other camps and say, hey, you got a brother? You got a kinfolk brother that we can have a kid with? Oh, you don't? Okay, can I have a kid with you instead? Just make a menace just to buff up the numbers a little bit? Okay, let's do it. It's desperation, so to speak. Because the freebooters actually, if I were to compare these guys to another tribe, I'd say Fianna is what they're similar to. Because remember, the Fianna are the only other tribe out there that really knows just how bad things are in the world of darkness.
I think all of them know to agree, especially the Utena. But the Fianna are the only ones that don't have a homeland anymore.
Exactly. And they're never going to get that land back either. The Weavers ain't going to let that shit go.
Like there's nothing. They have literally nothing.
Next up is the Moon Daughters. How much do you know about New Age paganism?
I don't. It's not interesting to me. It feels more like a grift.
Well, don't worry about that because a lot of New Age pagans don't know anything about it either. I went down a rabbit hole of mental illness involved in TikTok. Yeah, big shocker. Of people saying, Apollo loves you, Dionysus loves you, Odin loves you, and wants you to succeed. You recognize you're talking like a Christian mother, right? And you're talking about a pagan god.
Yes. The pagan gods did not love you. They demand worship, and they would give you things, sure, in return for that worship, but they also, mass murder a village because, one person there cited to them.
It was on the same level as the video I saw of somebody that was doing, the frog self-pronouns. That, fucking blew my mind. But when it comes to paganism, You did not have that attitude with paganism. No, the gods of paganism, you made these as characters to explain natural phenomenon, and you started worshiping them. You started drinking your own Kool-Aid in the desperate hope that they wouldn't destroy everything you had, as in a natural phenomenon. The storm god Poseidon wouldn't destroy your land, that Ares wouldn't bring war to your land, that Zeus wouldn't strike you with lightning. You venerate these guys out of fear and obligation.
Fear and obligation. There was no love. This is also the reasons why, honestly, why Christians were persecuted in the Romans themselves didn't care what you believed in. They cared about what you did.
Yes.
They didn't care that Christians didn't believe in the gods. They cared that Christians didn't do the practicings that they believed would appease the gods.
They also thought they were cannibals too, because they took the Eucharist literally.
Yeah.
When they looked at that. And they were
So,
as for the Moon Daughters, you are seeing yourself as a champion of that mother god, not because she loves you and wants the best for you. She wants you to be her champion, to go forth and spread death in her name, is the whole point. You're worshiping Athena to be her judge. You're worshiping Isis to be her destroyer. You're worshiping Ishtar to fulfill the original will that you now attribute to Aphrodite. This isn't just a love goddess, it's a war goddess that you're looking at. How many women god of war are there?
there's actually surprisingly, not as much as men, but there's surprisingly more than you think they would be.
And it comes from the star of the planet Venus, by the way. Because
Yes,
Venus is fucking weird.
there's the most obvious of Athena, or
Yes.
no, Artemis. But also Ares had a daughter. That
Ye-
was another aspects of
Yes.
war. I forget her name.
And then you had Bellona with the Romans.
Yeah, so there is a surprising a lot of females associated with war. The Romans also just love naming things after women.
Yes.
Like all their cities, like capitals, were usually named after women. When they were naming nations named after women, it was surprising. They just love naming things after women. And if you go into the Indian subcontinent, I don't know their names. I just know that she is an aspect of destruction herself.
Kali.
There we go, Kali.
Yes. Where some of her artwork is just her walking around with severed heads hanging from their hair and her fingers.
Yep. So there's lots.
That kind of badass image. But
They know that women are actually bloodthirsty creatures, and the only thing that truly sedates us is that we're just not physically weaker. God knew to limit our strength.
so the Moon Daughters are now usually the goddess that they're venerating. They usually attribute it to a face of Luna, and they're not wrong doing that because most of these powers come from Luna. Though I suppose if you want to go into a Rage Across the Heavens and you want to have a Black Fury that venerates Venus, that'd be an interesting idea. But you're going out to be a devotee to Luna specifically to fight in her name and be her champion. That's what the Moon Daughters are. That's what I mean by neo-paganism. Because, after all, when you venerate a god or goddess, a lot of those myths, they were usually seen, like the relationship between human and god was master and pawn at best. You were just there at the right place at the right time for the god to use you for that story, and then he would just completely cut ties with you after that story was done, if you were lucky. Or, if you were unlucky, you get to look at any myth that involves Zeus and find out where that's going to get you. After all, Heracles died a martyr at the end of his tale. Next up is the Order of Our Merciful Mother.
I have so much to say about these guys.
Talk about the nuns.
They started off as a grift. They noticed that religion, again, the university is starting from the church, but also religion has a big influence on how society treats women. So we're going to infiltrate these things. And we're also going to trick people into worshiping Gaia again, Viva the Mary, Virgin Mary.
Yes.
But over a while, it's just like slowly metamorph into like pseudo-Catholics.
Oh, yeah, but it started drinking their own Kool-Aid.
Well, this is the problem when you try to infiltrate something, you will start getting cross-contamination.
Yes.
And I would say that this, the Black Furies are pseudo-monotheists because they view all their goddess as just different phases of Luna.
Yes. But they started attributing bits of Luna to the Virgin Mary, where it started off as, the Virgin Mary is the spiritual ideal of what a woman is supposed to be. She is this pure idea of what a woman is supposed to be, and we should all live and worship the Virgin Mary just as much as we worship Jesus. was the original
Yes.
idea.
And as you said before, you can have a form of monotheism that is compatible with paganism. You discussed in the channel lots of times, whereas
Yes.
you just view your gods as just a different part of that god.
Yes.
Some aspects of Christianity, I don't believe in those aspects of Christianity, but view the Trinity as that, as the Trinity being three separate entities.
Yes. When to me it's the same entity with three different names.
That's how I view it too, but that's
Yes.
how some Christians view it. So this is why I say that the Black Furies are pseudo monotheists. Almost, they're like one step away from being monotheists.
Exactly that, because that also raises the question: where do they put Jesus in that? Because they never really did go into detail with that part.
Actually, I forget where. They actually, somewhere in this book, they do talk about that the Bible isn't as sexist as you think it is. That they berate modern feminists for disgracing the Bible, but they themselves don't know their own ancient roots. And they view Jesus, I think, as the perfect man. I don't know where this is here. Like, they don't, and like, yeah, Jesus was a nice guy. Like, they can't deny how kind Jesus was.
Right.
Which is also the reason why they believe him being part God, because like there's no way a normal man will fucking be like
There's no way a man will be this decent. There's no way a man won't just pursue women like this.
So he has to be part God. He has to be.
There's got to be something. Like there's members of the Minister of Mother that will like be deeply invested and find out just who was this Jesus person supposed to be, and then they'll read Demon of Fallen and find out that where that male plot idea was going. And in regards to what else you can see within this tribe, now when it comes to God with a capital G, you might find Black Furies saying that they refer to God as a woman instead of a man in this case.
Yes, technically God does not have a gender, but in Abrahamic faith you are to give him the male pronoun.
Yes.
But he doesn't have a junk. Okay, God does not have a penis.
No, absolutely not. It's a being that's so almighty and alien by nature, you cannot fully understand what the shape of it's supposed to look like.
So yes, so anytime you hear he or the father, it's more of just a pronoun
Yes,
that literally is to him. He doesn't have an actual form.
It's just the culture where, because it was a culture that was led by men, we gave God a male pronoun. That's why.
Yeah.
The Avenging Mother,
These fuckers hate the Order.
A group of Black Furies that hate the Gethrummers, hate the Silverfangs, hate the Shadow Lords, and are actively undermining them.
They also hate some of their own members. Like, they don't like the Order of Merciful Mary.
They don't like that either. They're basically a bunch of assholes. They're just going around starting shit.
Although these guys have networks of context information that rivals the Bone Gnawers and Glasswalkers.
And they fulfill the original role of the Iranese, where anytime a woman is wronged, they're a reactionary force where they're finding the man that did it and they're brutally killing him. They will make an example of the corpse once they get their hands on them. Like Art the Clown from Terrifier type shit, where the corpse is left behind as an advertisement for what will happen to their next victim. Fun.
They view the sisterhood as co-opt. Like, oh, you were trying to co-opt the church, but the church co-opted you, and they don't believe that you can spend so much time in the patriarchy's embrace without having slightly tainted.
These are like ultra-conservative Black Furies that will not compromise with anybody.
No.
It's very, very prickly, very hard to negotiate with. I would not recommend making this a player character.
Yes, and in further out, they said the Black Furies used to like attack churches and target some nuns, priests back in the old day, and I think it was primarily the sisterhood doing the shit.
Yeah, well, and the sisterhood now is basically a swinger sect of lesbians that look for single moms in the neighborhood or women who just moved to a new place. They start a whole connection of definitely just platonic women-to-women relationships with them. Getting a whole information network of definitely heterosexual women. There's definitely no gay sex happening in this at all. There's no way.
I'm gonna be honest. Most women actually are some type of bi.
Exactly that. Where we get the song "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It" from then? Taste of Her Cherry Chapstick, right? It's definitely not youth. That definitely was a euphemism in that song that flew over everybody's head.
Oh yes, I'm so surprised that became so popular during the time it came out. Like, is no one actually listening?
That song is so raunchy too.
How are you listening to this and not get what she's saying? I was a child when I heard that. Like, oh my god, this one's gay. How's no one hearing this?
That was probably somebody's like gay awakening hearing that song. More than likely. But
It was a Black Fury. Honestly,
but don't worry, the sisterhood isn't exclusive to maidens. Crones get involved as well. You want the lesbian grandma? Because she's in this.
Oh my god. More about us.
You know, the image of a gay old man is not like unusual to me at all. But I'm struggling to envision a gay grandma.
Well, old people still have sex.
Yeah, it's just very slow.
Yeah.
They're still doing this very slow.
I imagine their spousal abuse rates is not there because like it's kind of hard to fight somebody when you're like past that.
like cane to cane combat in the house.
So finally, we have the worst, the Temple of Artemis, and they're the worst because they're encouraging Black Furies to pull away from the other guru.
Yes, secessionist. The Temple of Artemis, where you remember how we've brought up before in this channel that the Glassworkers are poised to leave the Garo Nation?
Well, yeah, but the Glassworkers can actually get away with it because they're the one where all the money's coming from.
They can. They're funding the Garo Nation. You need the Glassworkers more than they need you. But the Black Furies, we were saying that yeah, if you think you get to seed, go ahead. Let's see you do it on your own. Let's see you pull this off. It's like the Quebecois in Canada, where you honestly think that Quebec is going to succeed on its own and succeed when this province is, I don't know, like 75 to 80% of the fucking country's welfare. I mean, it brings in a lot of revenue for the country of Canada as a whole, but the amount of social security that goes into Quebec alone, like, you fucking think you can do this shit?
There's also, like, Quebec has ways, like, you have to know French in order to have position in
my
Quebec.
fucking word.
And, like, how did you... Wait a second, this is an English-speaking country. We're preserving our heritage. Shut the fuck up. You're not French.
You go to Quebec City, and everything there is in French. All the signs are in French. All the text on the walls for the menus is French. All the packages are written in French. Everything there is French. Everybody there speaks French. They know English, but refuse to speak it.
And also, it like is a bit classist because only people who are wealthy could afford the Duolingo classes.
Oh, exactly.
Immigrants, like newly immigrants to Canada, pretty usually only know English.
Yeah. They're a lot of these guys are coming from India with H-1Bs. They're going to Toronto. They're going to Saskatchewan. They're going to Alberta. They're not going to Quebec.
It is one way of keeping the minorities out of your place. That's one thing.
It's just have everything be in fucking French.
Fucking French. I don't want to learn fucking
French.
French.
Well, it's not going to stop the Tim Hortons from going to shit, though.
No.
The Tim Hortons is cooked, Howler. There's no saving it.
Oh.
It's your room temperature coffee, your blue egg and green cheese sandwich meal. You gotta love it. And then they throw the sandwich at you if you turn it back to them, and say I don't want the sandwich. They actually throw the food at you. Now for the litany that they did not write. There's only one thing I really want to bring up with the litany: the guru shall not mate with other guru. Where the Black Furies say, was it a man who wrote this line? I think it was a man who wrote this.
Right under it, there's a picture of two lesbians.
Exactly that. One of them's not wearing pants. Along with those grapes too. This is a very suggestive image. But
yes, there's a random wolf.
But they're saying, look, nothing's wrong with a little sex. All right, okay, if we feel horny, if we want to like flick the bean, but there just happens to be a man with his penis nearby, let me just go ahead and let's do it. I'm going to like, when I feel him twitching and quivering, his eyes just start to roll back into his head, I'm just going to kick him off of me with all my might, and I won't get the mess, baby. That's all we gotta do. Just the pull-out game is going to be on fleek, and everything's going to be fine. You don't gotta worry about it. So they're looking at this and thinking, it's just the surfing's trying to control us, and you know what? Fuck this law, and because it's the first law, fuck the whole litany. I mean, there's some wisdom in it. They don't discard the entire thing because there is a reason to preserve the veil, and combating the worm wherever it breeds and wherever it dwells is a good idea.
They hate the submission to higher stations. Like that means a man.
They're thinking like,
No, it's like
yeah. We know who wrote this. They're looking at the Silverfangs. We know what this is in here for.
the Silverfangs have female members. There's just as many female.
No, it's just about control. You're just trying to class divide me. It's just patriarchy. That's all this is.
You're the only tribe that brings sex involved with their fucking tribe. No one else gives a shit about biological sex besides the Black Furies.
You look at their litany section; they have something to say about everything that's contrarian. Well, ye should not eat the flesh of humans. Probably not that one. We all know why it isn't good to eat human flesh. It drives you crazy. That's what they say. So they don't do it. But no, why is this law here? Is it the patriarchy trying to tell me I can't eat flesh? You know what if it was actually just delicious? Maybe the Zamichi are onto something, you know? Maybe Clan Zamichi is actually the smartest vampire tribe, vampire clan. You ever think of that?
Yeah.
That's the only tribe that's worth getting embraced into. The amount of shit you can do with vicissitude.
It's insane.
If I was a vampire and I had that power, I would never not use it.
Why not use it? Just use it.
For any situation, whatever the situation involves, and whatever it calls for, just use vicissitude. It's any situation of vicissitude. And Black Furies around the world. Okay, it's like fucking nonsense to have Black Furies be involved in North America.
They have their own litany, by the way. Laws of the Black Fury.
Oh, yes. We forgot about that in the last episode.
Suffer no abuse to women.
Yes.
Remember your parents. That technically means your father, but it doesn't say you can't abuse your father. Train the weak, protect the helpless, and keep the wild places pure.
But all of those are pretty self-explanatory, right? So they say if we wrote the litany, it would only be 5 laws, and it'll be this. This is all we really need to do.
Yeah, the only man you need to respect is your father.
Oh, and also if you have a Black Fury in a tribe with you, they will expect you to follow this litany and not the actual litany.
Well, first of all, do you tell other people that fucking litany, or are they just supposed to, like, mind link with your ass and get that downloaded into them?
It depends on how tyrannical your Black Fury is. If this is kind of Black Fury that's going to kick you down and stomp on your chest and say, to read my laws and obey them, worm. That kind of Black Fury.
I will give credit's due. This is in the revise. Remember your parents. Unless I miss a major theological event and there hasn't been any recent changes, that means that you were born of man and woman. No matter your personal feelings to men, they are half of the equation. A man is not evil simply by his sex, and to believe so is no better than women are the weaker sex.
Yes.
Now, if only the rest of the book agreed to this. Like, that's nice.
I think Matthew McFarland wrote that part.
But it says, suffer no abuse to women. It doesn't say, suffer no abuse to men.
Now, when it says all Black Furies around the world, most Black Furies are in Europe, specifically Greece and the Balkans. Anywhere close to the Mediterranean, that is Black Furies central in that area. And they're keeping a very close eye on the Shadow Lords, making sure they're treating their women right. To a point where... when you had the shit going on with like Chechnya and Bosnia, the Black Furies specifically got involved in the operation to make sure the Shadow Lords weren't trying to fuck over the women in that area.
Well, first of all, the Shadow Lords aren't sexist. They'll fuck over everybody.
Exactly. If it benefits them to screw you, they will do it. There's no questioning that. And as for Asia and the Middle East, like these sections should have been expanded.
Where they should have expanded, and they find it funny, like, oh, to join a pack that has a lizard and fox in it. A little racist there.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about. We're not actually going to talk about how, like, women in China, they're born or, like, just immediately shoved into an orphanage because everyone in China wants a son.
Or the fact they're just immediately killed. Listen, all black... I will say one thing. There is a lot of Western centralism in the World of Darkness.
Yes.
And modern time, they're not going to touch the bad shit of other nations. They're not going to talk about the way the Middle East treats women, the way Asia treats women. The West is bad. They're only going to talk about that.
The amount of rape that's going on in South Africa and Africa in general and South America. Well, because, no, calling out injustice in another country is sexist. No, it's racist, says Renegade Studios. We can't actually talk about that shit. You spineless piece of shit. You fucking prick. Got no principles. You just want money.
I will give credit. Since this is before Predex took over, they do talk about the Quran, how the Quran forced you to cover up. They do mention female circumcision, mutilation.
Yeah.
It's common here, and they
Yeah.
said like if you go to the Middle East, you're gonna be really fucking mad as a Black Fury, especially Egypt, where the leeches rule.
Oh yeah. Given that even tourists in Saudi Arabia need to obey Sharia law, whether or not
Yeah.
whether or not you're from the region or not, you have to go
Honestly,
with them.
this may be a reason why the Black Furies aren't there. They might frenzy if like we can't go here. We'll frenzy.
The minute you put the burqa on them, they immediately roll their permanent rage. It failed deliberately. The difference between them and Fatima Al-Fakadi, am I right? And then going into the Umbra, you actually have a lot of routes in the Umbra where the Black Furies are just chilling in the Umbra. And they're not going fucking crazy, which is a miracle.
Now, when they moved to Africa, at the way bottom, it says that, again, they don't have a lot here. Only bit of hope they offer is the Ahadi. But they mentioned that since there's no wolves here, they can't be here besides the Bonars and Striders. They said that the Bonars and Striders are keeping a secret on how they were able to breed with the local canines, suggesting that this actually is not a natural thing that Guru can do, skipping from wolves to other canines.
Yes.
There has to be a right involved.
There's some sort of right that allows you to breed with the jackals in that area, which also raises the question whether or not the Red Talons did that with the painted dogs and the dingoes in Africa and Australia, respectively.
Yes. I think they got the Macaulay to help them.
After they held them down by their throats and demanded the answer and then killed them for giving them that information.
Well, yes, because painted hounds are not genetically compatible with wolves.
So there is a right to have the changing breed, changing seed jump. Which at some point the were-dog will become a thing out of desperation.
Well, actually, there is with the dingoes. Dingoes are dogs, and it actually is talked about in the Australia thing that if you are a red talon dingo, and I imagine a dingo in general, you cannot have a pure breed higher than 3 because even though they don't breed with the dog, the pet dingoes, only the feral ones, dingoes are dogs and not wolves.
And you'll be treated like shit, respectively, for it.
So all the red talons in Australia are part dog.
So it really was just a waste of everybody's time and resources to kill the bunyip.
Yes. They lost their wolf. They are part dogs, and they can have no pure breed higher than 3.
Thank you, Wormcomer. Thank you, Wormbaiter. Very cool. You fucking
I'll find that later. I think it was either in Rage Across Australia or some other thing involving the red talons.
I think it is in Rage Across Australia. And thank you for reminding me about that. I'm looking at the Umbra section too. So Pangea is just a place where they're chilling out. You know, the copy of what Gaia looked like before the tectonic shift happens, where when the world darkness does end, the world will just hit the reset button, pull out Pangea, and just make it the new Gaia.
Yes.
And along the two, you have Black Furies that will go into flux.
Although, quick question: why do the werewolves call that Pangea? That's a human term.
Well, you see that they also copied the Alpha, Omega, and Beta system from humans as well.
Fair enough.
It's because you have a human brain, is why. You think human thoughts. And if we had a dog name for it, we wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Wolf name for it. As for how the fuck any of these Furies are able to maintain their sanity after communing with the wild itself in flux...
That's where they're the wild shall bless them.
Exactly that. Then we went over tribal relationships before, and I think it's I'm gonna go ahead and say I think our original opinions within the previous episodes do hold up when it comes to revised. Shall we go over the first edition version instead?
Sure.
Let's see what Phil Brucato thought when it came to mixing splats.
Wait, are we doing what they think of the other tribes first, or are we going what they think of the other species?
Other tribes.
Okay, other tribes first, got it.
See, what was the prevailing theory of bone nose? Take a look at this. So
revised?
Well, the original edition. As it turns out, that section does not exist. Instead, they just look at every other school, every other tribe, and Wrath of Apocalypse as lesser to them in the original print.
Yes, you have filthy males in you.
Yeah, because you have a man amongst you, you're beneath us. There was no individual tribe for tribe relationships page within their first edition. So I guess we're going into other spots then. You know, whatever the fuck I was saying.
Vampire. I want to talk about mages when we get there, but let's start with vampire.
They do exist, and they're all parts of the worm. Maybe not so much the gangrel. They heard about the gangrel who once shared battlefields with their people centuries ago, and there were some women amongst the gangrel. Let's kill the man gangrel, leave the women gangrel alive. Let's just leave them alone.
But they can't have kids. Aren't they lesser females then?
Well, you got the parts, so we're just going to agree to disagree and just send you on your way. Don't you ever come back around this place again.
That's the level of sexism. It's just so fucking sexist.
They also say that if you're dealing with one, there is no chance in hell that you will lose to one in a fight. But they're crafty. They live for centuries. They have all this information. They'll probably find a way to cheat you or screw out of a fight.
It depends on the generation, but older generations are rare to find.
Yes. If you're fighting... There's a world of difference between fighting Jan Peterzoon and fighting Hardstadt the Younger. And don't even bring up Mithras in the equation, because that fight's going to take all damn day, no matter who you are. Next up is the mages.
Okay, the reason I got these ones is they don't really like them. They acknowledge that our kinfolk are not the only ones that practice magic. They're small. They acknowledge they also have tribes. They like the dream speakers. The dream speakers and the verbatim.
Yes.
But they actually mention the Athanatos. They're one of the few, and they hate them because the Athanatos are connected to the worm because they have death magic.
Fucking idiots! That's a different kind of death magic. That's not kilpothic entropy. That's just entropy. You fucking stupid piece of shit, Black Furies.
Acknowledge, there's a third tribe that I've encountered wreaking a bunch of worm spawn. They call themselves the Athanatos. There's nothing good about them. Their name may be Greek, but they have nothing in common with those monsters. Still kill them if you meet them.
No, you fucking moron. This is the Adjustment Bureau. That's one of your greatest assets, find the worm. They're actively seeking out evil mages, specifically Nafandi, and killing them. They're able to handle the force of the worm that we know for a fact you can't handle because you don't even fuck with the Nafandi at all.
It's fine. No, they have death magic. All death is the worm.
It's a different kind of death. You fucking schmucks. You're fine with the Verbena, but the Ugandas are too far.
It's fine because the Verbatim worship womanhood.
The Verbena don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Their paradigm is, I am factually wrong about everything, and it gives me power. That's the thing. Well, it also kind of spreads the whole idea of the difference between the Verbena and the Black Furies. The Black Furies just assume and take on the role of a champion of their goddess. The Verbena live in fear of what their goddess might do if they fail their rights.
Yeah, so the Black Furies are cool with the Dream Speakers, cool with the Verbatim, hate the Athanatos.
Well, in that case, it makes me wonder if they would team up with the Akashic Brotherhood specifically to kill Euthanatos.
Well, the Akashic Brotherhood aren't at war with them anymore.
Yeah, well, not anymore, but back in the day, that was the thing.
Maybe.
The Wraith. Already told you about mean spirits of the dead. Don't fucking do it. Ghosts are real. The ones I've seen exude loneliness and make the heart quiver. They make you freak out. If they're man or woman, it's just bad mojo to be around a ghost. The same as like every other werewolf in this book, in A World of Darkness. Do not mess with the ghost when the minute you see a ghost. Get out of there. Don't even interact with it. The whole thing. Because you might have aggravated damage, but unless that ghost lets you hit them, you're going to be there swinging all day at air, and that ghost is just going to find a way to fuck you up. There's nothing you can do about that. And is there something in first edition? Well, there's a nice, charming picture of a man with his head cut off, hanging from his legs.
Oh, yes. The art here really just goes hard.
Exactly that. I also like that picture of like the sacrifice. Where you got this guru who's missing an arm, missing a head, just been sacrificed by all these women.
Yes, it was an evil one. It was a man.
It was a man. Well, I don't see a penis in that picture though.
They don't have that in that form. You know that.
I subscribe to the idea of the cross-formed penis.
No, that's furry. No.
Put a penis on the cross-form. There is a Fomori power called Savage Genitalia where the Black Spiral Dancer can kill you with his penis.
I don't believe you. I actually, even if you find evidence, I will still say no.
I will go ahead and I'll get Freak Legion out after this episode's over. I'll send that page to you.
No, it's not real. No.
It is real. Now, going into totems, let's just briefly bring this up. We have a handful of totems. Let's go ahead and talk about the muses. We have 7 different muses. They'll give you the same thing. So, in terms of game benefits, I love how First Edition doesn't fucking list what the benefits are on the screen.
Oh, wait. There's one thing. Right before we knew, they have the same right that the Silver Fangs have on the right of pure breeding, which is fascinating to me. I remember the Silver Fangs use that to make sure that the people they breed with have high pure breed. And for some reason, the Black Furies also have this.
Well, of course, they also have, like, fucking Stonehenge and shit at the Set of Bygone Visions. So they're able to, like, perfectly plan out the pregnancies for this.
Yes. Yeah. So this is just fascinating that they share a right in common with the Silver Fangs.
Ooh. Let's see here. The Muses. So what you're going to get for these women, it's background cost of 5 to take 1 to 7. And they will give you a benefit to either performance, expression, or enigmas, your choice. And then we break it even further down to a choice of 7, depending on which muse you took. It's either a point to your expression, enigmas, expression again, performance again, expression again, performance one more time, and enigmas one more time. So it's, you thought it was 7 choices, no, it's actually 3.
That sounds like something. God, that sounds like Chimera with extra steps.
Basically, you just get 2 points into 3 different stats. And you also gain 1 point to all of your social attributes, by the way. Which is fucking incredible. The ban is that the Muse packs must devote their lives to art and learning. They must also work to defend free speech and free expression.
Free speech, unless you are talking about the greatness of man.
That includes hate speech.
Yes.
You can go ahead and you can just go invite yourself into like a fucking like Groiper adjacent podcast with the Black Fury. Just them losing their fucking mind.
Totems of War, Medusa. In the 5th edition, Medusa is now just the tribe totem.
Where, yeah, they did in fucking 5th edition. Like, Pegasus has been completely swept under the rug. Fuck you, Renegade. But in here, in Revised, Medusa was missing in Umbra because she was on some sort of great quest to help prevent apocalypse. And we didn't bring it up in this episode again because that never came up in Times of Judgment Apocalypse. So what's the point? But I guess somebody wrote into her chronicle. Medusa is only a background cost of 4. She gives you the gift Inspiration, which helps you generate willpower. +3 to your dice pools involving crafts, and +1 to your temporary honor renown the minute you take her. But the ban is that Medusa's packs may contain neither genders of members of other tribes, not even male furies. They can't. They even refuse to consort with creatures at cairns when possible.
Oh, you're reading Revised. I read the other one where it says you cannot tolerate abuse from males. This includes insults.
Well, the 1st edition one you can work with. The 2nd edition one you can't work with. I mean, yeah. I'd prefer the 1st edition ban where it says you cannot tolerate insults from men. You just beat the shell of a man. You microaggression to me. You mansplain to me. I'm going to punch you in the face now.
Some totems have the strangest of ban.
Where you want to talk about how weird Panthers is?
Yeah.
Because she's next. This is like one of those like eye roll bands. All right.
Hey, Revised or normal? Or first?
I think I'm getting Revised, but we both have a copy of 1st edition in front of us. So Panther is a cost of 5. You can take her as an individual tribal gift if you're best stat, but for the Black Furies, many Red Talons and Ephemeris despise followers of Panthers, primarily due to their distrust of best stat. The best stat consider Panthers, packs, kindred spirits, and they call upon their sisters in times of need. Basically, it screws you over if you're talking to a Red Talon or Ephemeris, but if you have Panther on your side, any best stat will get along with you.
The ban in first was Pax must aid felines in distress. Panthers ask our children to gather good gospel for her.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the same in Revised as well. Anytime a cat is in distress, you must help the cat.
Lovely.
It says...
Literally cat lady. Oh my god, I just got it!
It really is just like the fucking like crazy cat lady shit, and that's all this is. Well, it's the joke from Chainsaw Man, where the cockroach devil has a bus and says, I have some people in my left hand, I have some people in my right hand. I will kill the ones of the hand that you do not select, Chainsaw Man. And Genji goes, no, you're forgetting one. And he goes into a tree. There was a cat there I had to save. It doesn't save anyone from the cockroach devil. And now we have Themis, a blindfolded woman that is usually attributed to Nemesis, an icon, but essentially a spirit of justice. She's background cost 6. Children of Themis will gain a permanent dot in wisdom renown, and add a trait to both enigmas and their gnosis scores, which is fucking awesome. Galliard to Themis will learn the gift Dream Speak automatically, and all of her children receive prophetic visions from a storyteller at any time. So, Malkavian shit. The ban is that Themis will never choose a glassworker, nor will she allow you to ever learn glassworker gifts, because she hates the Weaver that strongly.
Fun fact.
Yeah?
There is one that isn't talked about because it's technically in the Macaulay book, but it is popular with the Black Furies, and that's Whiptail Lizard.
Ooh.
And that's because Whiptail gives you the ability to basically make a clone of yourself, Viva the female baby, at the expense of permanent gnosis. The ban is Whiptail forbids any daughters of hers from following the rule of any man to rule of any man. No man can have a rule over you.
So we can just do the Apis ritual again.
Yes, two of the daughters she gifts the Whiptail's Clutch, a unique gift enabling them to sacrifice 3 permanent gnosis points to lay an egg containing a perfect infant replica of themselves.
The wolf lays an egg.
Yes, her clutches gain 3 extra dice in survival in Enigma rolls, Black Furies, admire Whiptail and her daughters for their self-sufficiency, although they don't necessarily try to emulate them.
The werewolf lays an egg. This is the weird...
Yes, it's a baby of you. It's your exact clone, and basically you can never allow a man to have rule over you.
I'm still stuck here. I'm still stuck on that.
Yes, it's in the Macaulay book, so that's why you don't know this. But they mentioned the Black Furies with that totem. You lay an egg.
What fucking werewolf lays an egg?
So there's already a gift that allows Black Furies to say, fuck it, the men.
Like, if I fight the man, I can just lay an egg at any time.
Listen, how many... there are Auspex who have no gifts that have Gnosis. Someone sacrifice Gnosis.
So if you're to scramble a werewolf egg, what would it taste like?
I don't want to do this. There's a human or... Listen, it may be an egg, but that's a human or lupus coming out of that egg, and it's just so strange.
Well, what if I lay an egg for no Gnosis? Is that something I can eat?
I don't know. You have to sacrifice Gnosis. I had to mention it.
There's also 2 other just tribal totems that you can take as a Black Fury that they're okay with. Like, if you take Owl as your totem and with a predominantly Silent Strider pack, Medusa and Pegasus are okay with it. If you take Unicorn with the Children of Gaia, they're usually okay with it. Anyone else?
You're not taking Fenrir.
Yeah, hell fucking no.
You're not taking fucking Fenrir.
No Fenrir, no Cockroach, no Great Octana. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Definitely no fucking Falcon either.
Not a Falcon, even though Falcon's not sexist. No.
Grandfather of Thunder, well, no, but don't tell it to his face. Grandfather of Thunder doesn't take rejection very well. You saw that in Apocalypse. And as for the fetish, we already brought up the Labrys before. We also have a Lash, by the way. It's basically like a cat of 9 tails that deals +3 spirit damage.
Very interesting too. It's like 4th level. Why whips though?
Yeah, Gnosis score of 8. You have to roll your permanent Gnosis. If you roll an 8 or higher, it turns on.
A bit of lash does strength +3 and aggravated damage.
Difficulty 9 to soak that, by the way.
Yes, and that's insane. They leave permanent marks.
Oh, hell yes. It just rips your skin right off.
Okay, what the axe does, an additional strength +4 and aggravated, double-handed axe that if you're a Black Fury, you get the rune gift of Spirit of the Fray.
Yeah.
When doing this as well.
Which is very good.
All
It's going to get you that combat encounter very quickly. And but it causes a shitload of Gnosis to use. I mean, like, you have to like spend like 2 Gnosis points to turn that shit on. And then you have Pandora's Box, where the Fury using a box rolls the Fetish's Gnosis versus the Spirit's Rage. 2 or more successes will trap a spirit within the box. Behold, Ghostbusters. Cool. And then when you open the box, the spirit gets released. So, if you want to show up the antenna by just trapping the Bane in the Pandora box and then burying that box in the ground to where nobody will ever find it again, well, behold, you can just Bane tend with it.
I just imagine them doing that just to be a little bitch. Like, look, we don't even have to be a Bane tender. Fuck you, Tenna. Did your shit better.
Well, hold our massive vault in the set of Bygone Visions filled with Pandora boxes. If somebody opens these, it'll ruin everything, though.
Yeah, why don't they use these more often?
Yeah, it's not that hard to make. It's only level 3.
The amount of times I read something in like these books, like, why don't you use this more often?
Yeah, like it'll kind of like break the story. Like, we wouldn't really have much of a story otherwise.
Yes. Well, we're gonna bring up this way in which we can solve the problem, but never use it.
Let's see, and then we go into like Black Fury characters where we got the fucking like Radical.
They're all radical. The Radical Black Fury is one that isn't radical.
And then we have this appendix down here, like Furies of Note, where let's see here. And we got Mary Cobb right here. We finally get to find out who the fuck Mary Cobb is supposed to be. An urban Amazon stalks the neon-drenched maze of New York, hunting Bane and corrupt human alike. Abused as a teenager, which has got a hyphen in it for some reason, Mary is sworn to protect other girls from pain she suffered. She runs a self-defense dojo, teaching martial arts to women who want to learn, though she prefers to live alone. She has taken more than a few young runaways under her wing. Mary has a soft spot for kids and a special hatred for urban predators. Among the Garus, she is known with a sharp tongue, fine prowess, and keen familiarity to the Weaver's Jungle.
What page are you on?
I'm on the original book. I'm on... well, thank you for getting rid of the page number. Page 58 in this book. And there's a picture of her squatting over there. So in case you want to know, who the fuck is that Black Fury that has all the fan art in every single official picture of the Black Furies? That's who Mary Cobb is supposed to be.
And she's also the one that has subjugated Spartacus.
She is...
Don't you dare ask for equal rights, bitch.
Yeah, she was the one, but you do that to Spartacus, but you don't do it to Jonas Albrecht. No, you hopped right onto Jonas Albrecht's penis in the fucking book.
Yes, but he maybe has a big dick. Did you ask that?
He's white. He doesn't have a big dick.
Yeah, they're all white people.
Fucking Evans Hill the Pass was right next to him, and he's biracial.
Listen. What about his Krynos dick? You talked about that.
Well, yeah, we got the Krynos penis and Hamid on Krynos. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Everybody draw. I'm expecting a fan art of that to be on my DMs tomorrow.
No.
So that's who Mary Cobb is. She's basically just Elektra Natchios from Daredevil. Is her character. Big whoop. Okay, we found out who she is now.
Wait a second. I understand that tribal violence is allowed within the violence. Could she just take someone else's tribe members, like your mine now, like she did with her own? I don't think that would actually be allowed. Wait a second.
If Mary Cobb, if she was base, she does that to Jonas Albrecht. That'd be fucking insane.
Yeah, but why would she even do that? Like, if you just met someone, like, oh look, a strange vulnerable male. You're looking
take a look at that
vulnerable
shut over there.
What is it? Submissive and breedable? A lone male.
Spread your legs for me, you piece of shit.
Ooh. In revise and flaws, one of the flaws is infertile.
Ooh, that ain't good.
Just once again telling you that you are expected to still have children in the Black Furies.
At some point, with your career as a Black Fury, you're going to have that kid.
You also have a merit, unusual fertility.
Well, you are very breedable. You have an abnormal amount of eggs and some very good walls within that uterus.
are twice as likely than an average woman to get pregnant after a single unprotected. Why would this be here?
Now, how do we quantify that?
Why would this merit be? When would this merit ever be useful?
In quantitative literacy, how do we justify this? When is that going to come up in gameplay?
Yeah, why is this here? Oh my god, I'm actually reading the infertile part more. If you have this, you lose a point of honor.
I love the Black Furies, but there's some parts of this book that are just fucking hokey.
Oh my god.
And I would say, like, in terms of like pre-made characters, the fucking Omega female actually is one of the best written ones. It really just describe the lupus trauma of all of a sudden I have human thoughts and I don't know how to deal with them.
Oh, yeah. Hey, do you remember their last Black Fury? You talk about the how they have a right where the Karen is used to make, the giving birth to a child is how the Karen is made.
Yes.
Well, there's a 5-point merit, the Karen child. That's where they go.
I'm the golden boy. I'm the golden kid. well, it's nice to see that finally came back up again. Okay.
Like, no, they do keep the baby. This is my baby now.
Yes. We've been having so much fun with this. I forgot we went 15 minutes over time. All right. My OBS is about to die any second now,
okay.
So we should wrap it up here. The Black Furies, you don't have to like them, but I do, and I wish that they it feels like Revised came close to being the book that they deserved as a tribe, but it kind of sucks knowing that Renegade and Paradox will never give them the credit they deserve because they just fucking retconned everything that made them interesting.
I will say last thing, the Black Furies also are the one that get along with the Red Talons so much, but the only reason they don't completely go with the Red Talons because the Shadow Lords and Get Offenders sometimes support them. So again, they'll fuck themselves over. Like, they get like you, so I must hate you.
The Wendigo are fine though.
Wendigo are fine.
The Wendigo get it.
They actually will ally up in the Wendigos to like, hey, maybe we can take over this place. But and the Black Furies are apparently like, most of you are white, but okay, whatever. Like that one person that's okay with being friends with the racists.
I'm telling you, the most racist people when it comes to black on white, the most racist people find the palest people to make their partners.
That's absolutely fucking hilarious. I love these people. But yes, the Black Furies are just like the most hypocritical of tribes, and I fucking love them.
And I don't see them enough though, because I've only ever seen 3 people play as them, and that was Meepian, that was Drowsinger, and then for the Mutasode, Victor, and then that's been it. So can I please see some more Black Furies in play?
There is somewhere in this book, there is a level of hatred that the Black Furies have for women who cannot defend themselves. They'll save you once, but if you go back to that man that beats you, they're done with you.
Oh yeah. That's the reason why. I mean, defend those who can't defend themselves. Okay, we're not going to take the defenseless into our tribe. That's the thing. I mean, if I can't do nothing for myself, what can I do for you? Is the parable here. But either way, I fucking love this tribe, and what they did to him in 5th edition. Where they just turn them into.
They let men in.
They're just the vigilante werewolf, and then it's not even. It's not even like letting them in. It's just that we're just vigilante punk wolves. Okay, so basically every werewolf character ever made is what the Black Furies are now.
There's no difference to them in the Bone Hours now.
There really is no difference to them, and it's the same reason why I say Werewolf of Forsaken is the most boring game in Chronicles.
Oh my god, Johnny.
Oh my god.
You know you're the only person in the entire Discord. Your entire Discord that hates the Chronicles.
When it comes to... No, it's because Chronicles just is so fucking boring and slow paced compared to the original World of Darkness.
Fair enough. If that's how you like it.
I like my games with stakes. There's just no stakes in Chronicles. But
Fair.
I mean, I like Geist... And I haven't played Geist, but I like Geist. Mage the Awakening is objectively better than Mage the Ascension.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, not objectively, factually better than Mage the Ascension. But Vampire the Requiem, get the fuck out of here. Werewolf Forsaken, get the fuck away from me with that. Never in a million years.
Okay.
Yeah. Fucking hate Forsaken. We're just going to do like one episode of Forsaken just fucking shitting on it.
I want it on there, no. I will be there. I will be the one to defend Forsaken.
Just the trial of
Well,
Werewolf and
actually, I'm
Forsaken.
going to be honest. I only defend Forsaken enemies. I actually find the enemies to be vastly more interesting.
But because the tribes themselves are just generic werewolf, like I'm the strong wolf, I'm the smart wolf, and that's all Forsaken is.
But the enemies are fascinating.
It's Legend of Korra Season 2, the tabletop game. But there is. All right, I'm going to hit the stop recording button now. All right.
Bye, guys. Stay hydrated.
Thank you, Rap Red. All right, GN. Clicking the button in 3, 2, 1.